Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Gilded Flask, where adventure is never far. Glad to have you as our guest. My name is Barry, and I will be your Dungeon Master for episode 28 of The Curse of Strahd. Oh, yes, we're having a lot of fun over here. We're having a long amount of fun as well. 28 episodes already, and we're not even there yet. So much fun. Anyways, I'm joined by three wonderful people. Please introduce yourselves.
Hey, I'm Anne. I play Kala Lilacott, the Inquisitive College of Spirits Bard.
I'm Daniel. I play John Varenthal, the Hexblade Paladin of Midnight.
I'm Marissa. I play Casariel, the Aasimar Twilight Cleric.
If you have never visited our place before, we post weekly recordings of our playthrough on YouTube, and we now also have a podcast where we deliver our episodes as well, so you can listen to us on the go. We're obviously also live streaming this on Twitch right now, so if you're with us right now, hello, and thank you for joining. If you're not, you can find us on twitch.tv/thegildedflask. We stream live every week on Saturdays. Come in, join the fun, join the chat, join our Discord and talk with us. We're fun, trust me. We have a couple of awesome people that we would love to shout out for their contributions to our wonderful show, and those are in no particular order. Desandra and Paradox for creating our amazing character art. Perim King, James RPG Art, and DM Andy for creating the wonderful maps and content that we're using throughout our adventure. Tabletop Audio, Scott Buckley, Phoenix Music, Alex Kazan, and Alexander Nakarada for the great musical scores that we have in the background. And additionally, we want to thank Scarlet Feathers for the amazing armor set that Daniel is currently wearing, and Aconite Creations for the stunning chest piece that Casariel has on. It's absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much for your creativity. And with that, let's head into the tale.
Tell me, do you like ghost stories? I've been investigating people vanishing mysteriously into the night, never to return. It looks like I've found out where they've been.
Good evening.
I don't like this place. The air feels heavier.
Did you hear that?
What do you mean he's watching?
In this place, nothing is what it seems.
We come from an ancient land.
There's no time for this. What are you looking for?
This place has taken my father and my mother. It will not have me.
We gotta move, now.
Oh, I do love a good mystery.
Barovia is mine, and so are you.
And for the 28th time, I'm going to totally say it. That is such a cool intro. Made by our very own Casariel. Thank you so much for your creativity there. Every single time I see that, I feel like I'm logged into Netflix. So beautiful. So, where were we last week? Last week, you guys bested the cliffside of Argynvostholt. You walked up there only to be beset on by some... you encountered a wraith and some wights.
We saw a dragon.
And you saw a spiritual dragon that flew overhead, which was gigantic. You bested them all, though. And, well, not the dragon just flew over. And then you walked up to Argynvostholt. Yes, the beautiful mansion / castle looming in front of you. You walked to the door. There was a giant stone statue that triggered as you did, so there was some bit of magic that happened, but luckily it didn't kill you outright because it's old magic. You got into Argynvostholt itself, made your way to the graveyard at the backside of this mansion, only to find someone very familiar to all of you. Casariel's father, slain at some point in battle, and now ever faithful to his order, a revenant in service still of the Silver Order, protecting the mausoleum where his lord and commander lies dead, the Dragon Argynvost. Missing its head, however, because the head was stolen by Strahd von Zarovich and taken, well, somewhere. After a very intense and emotional talk with Casariel's father, you decided to go back into Argynvostholt. You had a brief discussion with another group of revenants there in the chapel, who asked of you to return the icon of Ravenloft to them, which you already had on you. So you gave that to them. So well done indeed. And after that, you wanted to go upstairs because the current commander of the Silver Order is apparently still there. And as you walked towards the staircase, you heard a scuffle behind one of the doors next to you. And being the adventurers that you are, you decided to walk towards that door, and being the John that you are, you kicked the door in.
I cannot abide violence. Violence must be stopped, with violence if need be.
Oh my god.
The most direct path is often the most direct, right?
Am I wrong? All right. Okay.
I don't think this is a question of wrong, my friends. This is... So, indeed, you kicked the door in, and as you do, or as you did, so this is a double door, by the way. So this is, it's not on the floor, but it's just wide open, and like you can see everything behind that. As that happens, you see behind these doors an old, decrepit ballroom, or, well, what's left of it. The ballroom itself seems to be broken mostly. When you were approaching the mansion, you saw that one of the towers was collapsed. And indeed, now looking at this ballroom over here, you indeed see the rubble and the wood and the decay of what was once part of this mansion or castle. Another thing that you definitely notice is the fact that this place is covered in webs. There are so many webs over here, it's almost creepy. Better yet, it just is creepy. But what catches your eyes the most is the fact that there is a fight going on over here. You notice 3 revenants locked in combat with a creature that kind of looks like a revenant, but is covered in a thick webbing. His eyes completely black and making a hissing sound as he strikes his sword at these revenants. You see this. What do you do?
What's the meaning of this? What are you doing?
You say that?
Can I see over John's shoulder
Yes, you can.
into that room?
Yeah.
I use thaumaturgy to close the door. All right then, should we go?
What's the meaning of this? What are you slam?
Nope. As a matter of fact, can you lock that? All right, come on, Stoker, and I am out. Heading just towards the exit. Listen, it was beautiful here. We found my father. It was lovely. We should get out of here.
We need to go talk to the king, the general upstairs.
I open the door again. Sorry, we have to stop this.
I close it again with thaumaturgy. John? Did you see what was in there?
Stop fighting in there!
I can put an end to the violence if you'd like, Carla says, and she pops herself closer to the door, holds it open, and throws a fireball in the middle of all of them.
Okay. Have you prepared the fireball?
Yeah, for my spiritual session.
When did you do a spiritual session?
Oh. I didn't specify, but I just automatically assumed that I do one. Okay, never mind then. Never mind. Oh, I did try to reach out to Casariel's dad. Could that?
All right, I pull out my wand of raven combustion and crate removal, and I open the door and point it in there and say stop, and I cast.
Anywhere specifically? Like you have to have a target,
right
so.
at the center of all of them, because like okay, on the spidery covered one, because it looks like that one seems to be instigating the fight. Can you describe what does it look like? Are they fighting each other?
The 3 revenants are fighting the for lack of a better term, the spidery one. Yes. So it is 3-1, but it seems to be almost a fair fight at this point.
I don't understand what you're doing.
I'm stopping the
These
violence in this place.
Clearly cursed knights of this order that we are trying to help. Why are you trying to kill them?
I'm not trying to kill them. I'm trying to stop them from fighting. They don't need to be fighting in this
Why?
place.
It's none of your business what they're doing. It's their keep. You're in there. Why are you trying to tell someone what to do in their own house?
Because I swore an oath to uphold the peace and sanctity of night. And right now, that sanctity is being broken. And
all right, roll me a d100 and see what happens.
You
I'm so
mega
sorry,
buff
Casario.
spider thing.
You create more spiders.
I got a 54. 54.
54.
Wand of Wonder. 54. Oh, son of a bitch.
What is it? Share with the class.
I cast darkness on the spidery creature, and a 15-foot radius sphere of darkness surrounds them. I can't see them anymore. I must have stopped it, and I closed the door.
Congratulations. Upstairs?
Stop the fighting, Casario, and then start walking.
All right.
So what happens?
The darkness envelops the creatures over there, and the fighting stops briefly as everyone is completely confused. But as the doors are now closed, you have no idea as to the rest of the developments over there.
All right, my work here is done, and I start walking after Casario.
If you think Casariel's not staring at you with literal daggers in it, like if looks could kill, you'd be a dead man right now. No, you've got to walk by her, past that stare.
I don't understand what the problem is. I stopped the violence, Casario. Casario, your father stood for something. He had an oath to uphold. He had a holy purpose. You know I do as well. And I haven't really been living up to that. And seeing your father here, seeing him filled with such conviction that even death could not stop him in his duty. I need to start being what I'm supposed to be, Casario. And I'm going to try harder to be that.
Your oath is to try to kill people when you have no idea who they are. Just open a door and kill people you don't even know anything about them. That's your oath.
My oath is to abhor violence and to forestall it wherever I can.
It looked like they were sparring to me.
Well, they're not sparring anymore.
Great job. Carla's going to call forth her mage hand, hand it a dagger, and then do you see the tapestry or curtain that seems to be up there in front of her? Does that have the symbol of Argynvost on it?
It has the following image on it. Hang on.
Oh, exciting. Get to see an image.
It is indeed has an image. Here you go. That's what it looks like.
Yes, she is going to cut that from the rafters and put it in her bag of holding.
Sure.
From whatever it's holding it.
So this is a rather large tapestry, as it's a wall tapestry, but it's rather large.
So I have my mage hand go up to get it.
Which is fair. It is kind of heavy. So would it be? No, you should be able to do that. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, and if it is heavy, she's just going to section by section kind of put it into the bag, and she's like, "Bag man, come on now, give me a little bit of a hand." The girl have to do everything on her own. And
It
stuff it in
slowly
there.
gets yes. You hear a subtle munching sound as well as it.
No, don't eat it. That's not food. I will promise you, I will get you the most divine of clothing later. She's going to say and
Oh.
subtly look over to Casarius and then look back. But not that. Not that. We need that. That'll cause problems later.
Oh. Okay. And the munching
Very
stops.
Very good. Okay. Close up the bag of holding and wait cheerfully at the top of the stairs for the two of them.
If I'm correct, I installed a plugin now that finally works where you can actually go upstairs. So if you can move your token up to the word that says up over there, it should pop you to the next map. Yay! It works.
I'm gone. I'm gone.
Casario, I am sorry if I've seemed flippant over these last days. I'm still adjusting to this place, but we're going to find your mother. That I can promise you.
Yes, and I was going to give you this whole spiel about how I didn't expect you to stay here with me, and you could go home if you wanted to, and I respected that decision, but now I think you should stay. Now I think you should stay and risk your life to find my mother. And I'm gonna hook my arm in his, and I'm gonna drag him up the stairs.
I was already going to. Ah! All right. Let's try this fancy new. Okay. I accidentally brought Stoker up instead of me.
Feel free.
The wall. Yeah. Cool.
It actually works. Look at that.
How fun.
That is awesome.
It is a little dark here, though, so let me shine a light on this. Oh, that's the wrong button.
Oh, 20-foot drop. Oh.
Yeah, you don't want to drop down here.
I'm actually very glad that darkness happened instead of fireball.
So you can also see
That's
the other
fair.
side of the balcony.
Why am I?
There you go. So you're standing on a stone balcony right now. There's another one on the other side of the main foyer. There's balusters carved in to resemble knights in shining armor, and they're supporting the stone railings that you're now standing against. There's weapons and shields that are festooning the walls of these walkways, and there's alabaster busts of some handsome men that are flanking the hallways that lead north and south away from the foyer. At the west end of each balcony, there seems to be an archway that leads to a spiral case going up. Where you were just standing, Anne, or Carla, sorry, there is also a bit of hallway that you can see there.
Oh.
So
Okay.
you said there seemed to be on the west side there was an arch leading to a spiral staircase?
Correct.
Okay.
It's the third floor we need to go to, yes? Should we continue up it?
I suppose. And as a point of reference, because I know that we have different numbers on this. Third floor, does that mean the ground floor is number 1 and this is the second and the third is above us?
I went with the American signature of floors, so you are currently on the second floor.
Just making sure. Cool.
Yeah.
I suppose. Is Casario still tracking me?
If you look at her, she's still staring at you.
Am I going the right direction for the spiral?
Is that west?
See, I don't appreciate this attitude. Marissa, I don't want to be here anymore.
What? You are. This is west, dear. It's yes, you're going west now. It spells we. That's how I always know. W-E. That's west east. That's how I always.
But
I mean.
Never eat slimy worms.
It depends, right?
Right. I'll go up.
There's a little wall there. I'm sorry, you need to go around that.
I keep trying to move and it wouldn't let me move. I'm taking a lot of L's today, guys.
That's
there we
okay.
go.
You're trading the L's in walking for W's in combat and RP.
I'm glad that Fireball didn't work, to be honest, because I might go back in there and ask that guy if I could borrow that icon of Ravenloft again until we like get that head back for him.
Those were other people,
Considering that.
unless they would be very angry that you
I
did
know,
that.
but they're all in the same house. I assume they're like friends. Maybe.
Well,
Who
why are they
knows?
fighting then?
Oh, who does know? All the questions we have.
There you go. From the staircase, it ends on this floor, so there's no more going up on this staircase. Coming out of the little staircase area, you stand in a rather decrepit hallway that looks like it's completely been broken down, and right in front of you, there is some debris in the hallway that looks like it's mostly made up of stone and wood, but you also notice some roof tiles. If you look up, there is some holes in the, well, rafters.
All right.
Looks like
Okay,
this
sort
place
of-
has been in disrepair for years.
Yes. Though I don't imagine the undead occupants mind. They seem kind of like cockroaches. They survive everywhere. If Carla pops her head around here, what does she see?
A whole pile of rubble. If you look around the corner, you see that this is another hallway, but you can only really see this part of the hallway because the rubble almost extends to the top. You can climb past it, but it's going to be a climb.
Okay.
You do notice that, I mean, that you can see from where you are standing right now. You can see that you can still go left and right from that pile and straight ahead.
Okay. Interesting.
Should we find someone to ask for directions, or this place is
reckon
bigger
we
than I
should-
thought it would?
I think so too. We should probably just start trying doors. We come with peace. We'll hold up our holy symbolry. You hold up your little coin thing. Yes. I'll keep this ready to go, and I'll show off these silver amulets so they know we're not threatening.
You can show them that tapestry we have. Say we're part of yours thing.
We found this.
If all comes
Yes,
to all.
don't mind that little incident downstairs.
I can even say we stopped some fighting that was going on downstairs. Can I listen to this door?
You can, and you basically hear silence, so you don't hear anything.
I hear silence.
Carla will call
Thanks,
forth
John.
the mage hand and have it open the door.
All right.
But first she will step back a little bit.
John's just gonna stand right there.
As you open the door, hang on. You were one step ahead of me, so I quickly had to do something. There we go. As you open the door, you notice that you are stepping into some sort of meeting room. There's a large table in the middle with chairs around that. For the dust and some cobwebs that you see here, you notice some faded war banners on the left and the right of this room. At the head of the table, slumped in his chair, you see a knight who, as you open the door, rises from where he was sitting. And he says,
It has been some time since these halls were visited by the living. A great risk you have taken to enter the cursed halls of Argynvostholt. State your business.
Oh, we are here with a mission from Sir Theren. His daughter is with us. We came to visit him, and he mentioned a mission to help you rid this land from the darkness that clutches it. We're willing to help, but he mentioned that we could possibly find a weapon to aid our journeys with his commander. That is you.
he slowly nods his head and looks at you and says, I am not the commander you seek. Our commander sits in the throne room. His name is Vladimir Horngard. My
Vladimir
name is Godfrey. Godfrey Gwillem.
Well, I'm Carla Lilacart, and this is John Varenthal and Gasariel Silverbrow. Pleasure.
Hey, don't we know a Gwillem?
We do. A lieutenant of Strahd. His name was Gwillem.
Yeah, we saw
Any
her in Strahd's
relation?
castle.
His eyes narrow as you say that.
We found a item of Strahd's that's been revealing some of his past. A name Gwillem has reappeared multiple times. I believed he was a lieutenant of his.
Well, didn't we eat dinner with her?
In the dream, yes, we did. Carla's going to say. And very purposely kind of move forward, and she'll be like, may I ask, what position did you have within the Order? Is there any possibility you could come with us to Vladimir's chambers to show us where we should be, the throne room?
He breathes in at your request and then says,
Our Lord Argynvost was struck down by the deceitful Dark Lord Strahd. Strahd took the skull as a disgusting victory prize back to Castle Ravenloft. If you do possess the skull, or have knowledge of it, please, it must be returned to the mausoleum. We have sworn an oath to Sir Vladimir Horngard, thus we are not able to offer aid. My friend and confidant Vladimir would never allow the skull to be returned, for it would end his hate-fueled vengeance against Strahd. It is his hatred that possesses him, drives him, and binds us to him. Yet there are a few others who wish to see Argynvost finally laid to rest. Convince them, and you convince Sir Vladimir. He is loyal to his knights, as we are loyal to him. If enough of them demand Argynvost remains returned, he will listen. Find them, seek their aid. Those who remain loyal to Argynvost are Sir Pius the Righteous, Sir Fortis the Defiler, Sir Amoric the Romantic, Sir Sonnet the Poet, and the ghost of Sister Marcia. Seek their aid. With Lady Lagdanda, it should be enough to convince Sir Vladimir to allow Argynvost's skull to be finally laid to rest. Be wary. Not all revenants are keen to see their death-dealing end.
Are they all within this hold? Or do we need to
slowly
travel
nods.
to find them? Okay. Would you stand with us?
If Sir Vladimir stands with you, then so will I.
We have to convince everyone. And him, oh dear.
Coincidentally, from the names that he has listed, one of the names you have already heard. I know it's quite a list, so that's why I'm saying that. Sir Pius is one that you've already met in the chapel.
And he owes us a favor for the icon of Ravenloft. Okay. Would you mind sending on a list into the in-game handouts if you have it handy?
I totally can.
Thank you so much.
As a matter of fact, I will just copy what he just said in total.
And while you do that, one moment. Carla, can you come out here? I'm gonna see if I can creak the door closed a little bit. I'll be right with you. So wait, hang on. Did he say that the Vladimir is keeping his fight going with Strahd because he's hateful, or what's happening with the hate? I heard hate a lot.
Yes, so it seems like the general's pure hatred for Strahd is what's actually keeping them bound here. And they made an oath to him. And I feel like his hate, from what I gathered, his hate is fueling him. And if Argynvost were to be laid to rest, that hate would go away. But he doesn't want that. He wants to continue his eternal life, fueled by this anger. Unless we convince all of the knights to also help us
So he
in
doesn't
terms of
want
return.
he doesn't
doesn't
want us
want
to
the
bring
skull
back the
returned.
skull.
No. Unless we convince his knights to sort of rally with us, which is, I think I mentioned democracy a little bit back. That's kind of the
Well, then what does he
gist of
want?
it. Everyone votes.
If he's so hate-filled, what is his goal? What is he? If he hates Strahd, but Argynvost opposed Strahd,
I think perhaps he wants to either hurt Strahd or kill him, and he can only do that as long as he continues his undead life. That's my guess, of course. And you know these things, they get warped, and they don't always keep the sensibilities from life when they're like this.
Yeah. I feel like I feel a little bit more akin to Strahd in this. I mean, who would want to have an army of... Who would want to be on the side of the undead?
That's a good question.
Okay.
It
I
would
still
be
so
difficult
much,
to get that weapon.
although
Is it worth it?
I'm still having a lot more... I've never had a good interaction with undead. They've always been horrible. They just destroying and eating and overwhelming anything that was in their path. But 3 times now, we've seen almost lucid. Like, they still have their duty and honor and moral driving them.
We did. Yes, it seems their oath is binding them here. Their loyalty to their lord and to what they've sworn, which is so strong it's gone beyond their own death. There is some magic to those oaths. You have powers and abilities that were given to you. I imagine those powers exceed and reach far beyond, and not all magic is evil. Mostly the wielder that decides that.
Of course,
I
but
believe the undead situation is the same.
to persist past death as a corpse, it's never occurred to me that their mind, their will could still be driving them.
Interesting, is it not? Done many articles about it. You should give them a read sometime. Well, not about the corpse parts, usually just the spirits. And she's going to peek her head back in. And turn towards Casariel and kind of bring her towards the conversation, saying, like, would you believe this weapon would be worth it? Taking the time to rally all of the order in order to gain whatever possible leg up in retrieving the skull?
Me?
Yes. Do you think so?
Sorry, I couldn't hear the beginning of what he said. Do we know what this weapon is?
No, we don't. I don't think we do. I just ask,
Okay.
is there something that we can get aid with?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Perhaps we should ask what the weapon is. I mean, you don't suppose it's the one that I already have, do you?
Oh, it might be. I'll pop my head back into the door and I'll be like, we are looking to aid our search for the skull, and we were led to believe by Sir Theron that there might... I don't know why I'm stuttering so much. Your leader would give us a weapon or some aid of some sort. Would you know what that would be?
I do, but the details surrounding that weapon lie with our commander.
Is it a sword, a mace?
No.
Not going to give me any more than that?
No.
Well, I mean, we're going
Perhaps the
to
undead, right?
we're going to help. Regardless, it's the right thing to do to bring back the skull of Argynvost to its rightful place. I don't understand why Strahd would have taken it. It seemed to belong here. So we'll
is the
get it
question.
back.
But between, we would need to rally his knights to also want the skull back in order for him to allow it to be brought back to the crypt. Would we do that now or after we've retrieved the skull? What do you think?
Who are you asking? Are you asking?
Oh, you guys, yeah.
Oh, me? Okay.
Both of you. Like, well, we've a list of priorities here. We could be rallying them for nothing.
I looked at Casario.
I didn't hear the entire beginning of what that guy said, so I'm just gonna smile
Okay,
at
so-
you guys as you talk about this. It's fine.
Was it because the audio file didn't play for you?
No, it was because my computer had the Google turned all the way down. Yeah, and so I heard like the very end of it. Sorry.
So it's sorry. It seems that this leader is hate-filled and wants to. His hatred is keeping him and his entire company alive, but doesn't seem to want to have the skull back because apparently that would cause their quest to be. Do you know back in Neverwinter, we've heard tell of generals who almost would stoke on and continue with war so that they could maintain their righteous fight. And we've been taught to never fall into that trap, to once your job is done, let it end. This man seems to have fallen into that trap. He won't.
The implication... Sorry, John.
No, by all
Sorry.
means, continue.
Implication is that if we return the skull, the order, this undead order, would be able to rest as well with Argynvost. That does beg a huge question of, would you care for your father to be laid to rest, or would you like him to stay a little longer?
I think it's clear he wants us to bring the skull back. So I should want what he wants. But I think getting the skull in itself is going to be a momentous task. I mean, perhaps we should cross this bridge when we get to it.
That sounds about right. We might be counting our chickens before they've hatched, or whatever way the sayings go.
I like eggs.
Should we do more investigation to see how we could possibly get it and retrieve it? And then when we have it, we can come back here and complete Sir Godfrey's suggestion of rallying his knights in order to help us.
Do you think we should talk to Vladimir just to see what his stance is on his fight with the darkness?
That would be a good idea. I pop my head back into Sir Godfrey. Will Vladimir try to kill and maim us if we go to just talk to him now?
Very faint smile cracks on his face, which is unusual for the undead, as he says, Vladimir would expect you to attack him, but will not incite the violence.
Reasonable enough. We might even be able to convince him before we even get his lights there. All right, thank you for your help, Sir Godfrey. What's the saying for these people? Castle? What do they...
Oh, well, I know this because I have been studying this for a while now. So there is always another dawn.
There's always another dawn.
He stands up as you're mentioning that, and for a brief moment, you notice that there's something about him as he looks at you. Something in between shock and appreciation for the fact that you said that. And he bows very deeply as he says, "And you, daughter of our brother."
You've got an uncle. Isn't that wonderful?
Sounds like you've got a lot of uncles.
Yes, perhaps we could try not to kill them all next time, John. I'm just gonna tap him on the shoulder.
I would not
So
try
should
to
we be
kill
on?
them. We'll say goodbye to the other or hello to the other Gwillem for you next time, and I'll start walking away.
Oh, whereabouts is the throne room? What direction should we be going?
As you mentioned the other Gwillem, he says, that other Gwillem I will want to see no more.
Seems a bit testy, I will admit.
All right. I was just going to say hi to her.
My sister chose her path as I chose mine.
Your sister?
She looks way younger than you.
You see his hand briefly going to the hilt of his sword before he lets his hand slide, saying, I know.
Okay.
Do you want to talk about that? I mean, you must be holding a lot of, anger and resentment there. If we have all... Could she be appealed to? Or is she a lost cause?
She is as lost a cause as I am for the wrong reasons.
I think we should go. She lives in a way better castle than he does, and I don't want to say that to his face.
You can keep your comments to yourself.
How did she come to be in the Lord's service?
When the wars broke out in Barovia, those who lived in these lands were forced to take a side, to stand against the oppressor that came to invade our lands, or to believe in their foul words, saying they come to liberate what was oppressed. My sister believed those tales and followed blindly a general who was just of age, coming to conquest for a land just to show his family he could rule.
But he did it. That's why he conquered this land, as a sort of pompous showing of power.
That's pretty petty.
That, and ultimately so much more. Carla, he points at the bag that you have with you. He says, This book that you carry.
I'll pull it out.
I have heard tales of this tome. If it is true what was said, this tome will lead you to the answers surrounding my sister's choice.
To know. It's bloody hard to decipher, so we haven't gotten that much into it, but we'll keep going. And she'll tuck it back away.
Thank you.
As you leave, he slumps back in his chair almost as... Oh, yes?
Sorry, one more thing. Is there anything about that might kill us? You know, creepy crawlies, anything that did this to the roof back here? Anything you could tell us as fellow followers of the light?
Even in death, we are under constant siege, but recently our battles have shifted from combating creatures of the land, which over the last few days seems to have fallen silent, as if the forest... No matter.
Curious.
Another threat has come to our doorstep. Recently, fallen brothers of the Knights of the Silver Order have come back covered in webs, blindly fighting anything that is standing. It must be opposed. Sir...
Barenthal.
I forgot his name. Sir upstairs, because I forgot his name.
Sir
Will know
Vladimir?
the answers.
Yeah, we actually saw someone downstairs covered in webs fighting 3 of your order, but I stopped it, so should be fine.
Good. Sir Fortis will know
What is?
more of this.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right. And they're everywhere. Possibly all over the castle.
I dare hope not.
I mean, it's just it's a revenant covered in essentially cloth, just like silk. We wear silk sometimes. At least I know people who do.
Yeah, for just for visual aid, other than the fact that they're completely covered in cobwebs and they do have like 2 black eyes, they pretty much look like someone wearing a drape. So no creepy legs sticking out or something. That's no.
All right. Carla, did he say where the throne room was?
Yes, you still haven't answered that question. What direction is the throne room? Do we know, like, is the second left we have to take, or...
Around the corner and then to your right.
Very well. Thank you.
All righty.
He slumps back in his chair as if a lifeless being.
God, that's creepy. So this way, and he points down the ruined hallway.
Is that a question
To Carla?
Okay.
You said around the corner, so...
Yeah. So
I mean,
around
that
the
is a corner.
And then to the right. So
Okay, I mean... Right. So this is, like, blocked off, right?
It's not blocked off, but you will have to climb. This is basically very difficult terrain, but you can traverse it.
Okay, well, everyone be careful. And she'll start scampering up as far as she can.
Right. Especially for Casariel and John. Like, Carla, you're still kind of tiny, so you can sort of stand. It's still a bit of a climb, because it's just like, very uneven. Casariel and John, I am sorry to say this, but you're going to have to do this on all fours. There's no way you're going to do this like standing.
Yes, I was going to say, first, like, Stoker just scampers right through and almost like weaves immaterially through some of the debris, but I'm going to break or shove out of the way anything that is in my way as I crawl through this.
Fair. When you reach just about where you are right now, you can indeed look into what seems to be a throne room. At the very end of that throne room, you notice a gigantic throne that is turned away from you. The back is towards you. It is aimed towards the window. And you notice that on both sides of the chair, there's 2 limp arms hanging down.
What would be a typical greeting for these people, Casariel, do you know? Is it the same thing Dawn will...
I'm like
I feel like
crawling up the pile, and then I kind of like slide back down and use John to like brace myself.
I feel like
Hello.
good morning might work.
So can we see him sitting there because the throne's turned away from us, or?
The throne is big, but you do see 2 arms that are slumped like on both sides of the chair. So you see that someone is sitting there.
I'm gonna
We'll
roll.
give our intrusion. We come bathed in the light of the Morning Lord.
Very slowly, he rises out of his throne and says,
If you have come to destroy me, I am already dead. I perished defending this land from evil over 4 centuries ago, and because of my failure, I am forever doomed. If you destroy this body, my spirit will find a new corpse to inhabit, and I will hunt you down. You cannot free me from my damnation, nor would I wish it. If you have come to free this land from the creature that feasts on the blood of the innocents, know this. There is no monster I hate more than Strahd van Zarovich, for he slew my lord Argynvost, stripped his flesh from his bones, and took his skull as a prize. Strahd destroyed the valiant order which I devoted my life. But he has already died once, and he must not be allowed to die again. Instead, he must suffer eternal damnation in a hell of his own creation from which he can never escape. Whatever can be done to bring him misery and unrest, I will do it. But I will destroy anyone who tries to stop me.
Hi.
Well, it's a very good thing we did not come to try to kill you. We actually come as friends.
Yes.
He walks around his throne and faces you.
Is body hopping something that your order is inclined to because of your oath, or is that more general to the land?
A broad question that deserves two answers. Souls that leave the body in Barovia can never rest, for they will need to find another place, another body to inhabit. However, those that truly die will latch on to a new life when they can. Not all who live in Barovia have a soul. Only those that show signs of emotion, love, care, those inhabit souls. The others, empty husks made to fill this land. But then, those who die in hatred will never truly die, but instead live a half-life and inhabit the nearest corpse they can find, so that they can pursue their hatred. That is the fate of my entire order.
Is this your original body?
No.
Oh.
I
Sorry,
am Casariel Silverbrow, daughter of Farron Elcrace. He is a member of your order. Do
He
you know him?
stands guard at the mausoleum.
Indeed, he does. I should certainly, and my friends, this is Carla Lilacott and John Verenthal. We are here to help. And my father told me perhaps you have something that could help us.
My order possesses many ways to defeat Strahd. None have proven useful, for they either fail at their task, or those that are entrusted with those items fail at their task. The last time we entrusted an item with someone, it was lost, and lost forever. Yes, we still possess artifacts of that capability, but I will not so easily hand that out, only to try and thwart Strahd and finally lay him to rest. I am cursed and behold to this life, then so is he.
Is there anything we could do to prove ourselves worthy? Is there any information you could give us that could aid us on this journey? Our motives are aligned, ultimately.
Not with mine.
How do you know what our motives are? You haven't asked us yet.
You are the next adventurer in a long line, finding fame and glory, or finding artifacts to destroy those that rule this land in a fruitless attempt to try and get out. No. I have seen this countless times before. Your motives, honorful as they may be, do not align with mine.
I doubt you have seen my motives before. As I said, my father stands guard. Just outside here, he's a member of your order. My mother, she is here as well. I do not seek to leave.
Do you wish to free your father?
I'm not certain my father wishes to be freed. And besides, I think it seems as though your order are for good in this land. And I shouldn't want to see that destroyed. I think you belong here. Do you not?
I do.
What exactly are you doing here, though? Do you ever leave this place, or are you trapped here?
I am trapped, and I will exact my vengeance by being and by seeing Strahd slowly get consumed by the prison that he created himself for all of us, including himself.
That's what Barovia is. A prison.
It is to me and to him.
And
Is
to
there a
many other
warden?
people.
One more time.
Yes, as Casariel said, it is to many other people, but some prisons have wardens. Is this someone keeping you all trapped? Something beyond Strahd?
To me, it is my hatred, my seething hatred for all that he has done to me, to my order, to my brothers, to those I have loved, and to so many innocents around me.
May I read you something from a book that I have?
He doesn't respond to that, but he doesn't say no.
I'll take out the book that we received in Barovia of the Morning Lord.
Yep.
Do not aid the Dark Ones by spreading panic and dark rumor. Calm thyself in the grace of the Morning Lord. Does not our faith tell us there is always a new beginning? Look for that new light, then, and be cheerful. Is that not a tenet of your order?
It was a tenet of those that also followed the Morning Lord, out of compassion, maybe out of spite. The Morning Lord holds no power in this world. It is a faithless religion without a god. There is no sun, there is no Morning Lord.
So, to paraphrase, you're perfectly happy with the way things are here in Barovia. You don't wish to change anything, and you don't want to help us. Is that about right?
He doesn't react to that.
Did you say that Strahd has died before?
Yes.
What? He doesn't seem like a, he kind of, John gestures at him, like he's come back.
Strahd deceives many and continues to do so in his afterlife. On one fateful day, he made a terrible choice and a terrible pact for something so pure. That is what doomed everything and everyone.
Was it at the Rose?
I'm sorry, that is fucking funny. Vladimir closes his eyes for a second. And as he opens them again, his eyes are fixated on Carla. He says, "You know the answer."
Is it because it lies in my bag?
No. But for what he holds for you.
What? I don't know the answer. And it's killing me. What do you mean?
Insight check
On Carla or on Vladimir?
on Carla.
Sure.
17 plus 7. A million.
You have the feeling that she really doesn't know.
An extra bit, you feel like this might be the first real honest moment she's had with you in a little while. As well.
I will allow that. Yep.
What? Oh, God. Okay.
I will allow that. Great moment.
What question is the answer that never mind.
So thirsty for knowledge and holding the key to that, but failing to understand it. You are further than others, yet even you grind to a halt if you do not see the value of that which you hold.
Carla, is it the key that I gave you?
Don't think he means literally.
Hmm.
Not literally a key. You can see us to some extent. Beyond what we are presenting.
He slowly nods. A remnant of what I once was.
Yes, clearly. That is very plain. A remnant of what you once believed in, what you once fought for. I cannot blame you for not wanting to perish, but I can blame you for not protecting the people that are innocent here.
There is no one left to protect. My job was taken from me so long ago. I never got to finish it, nor was I ever allowed to honor it. There is no sense going back to that now.
How would you know that? When was the last time you left this castle? How would you know who the innocent people are in this land and how they're being affected?
There's no one
Or can you
left.
not think past your own pain?
There is no one left.
Lord Vladimir, there were children being killed and consumed by monsters in this land, and you say there was no one left to protect. I may have failed. We may have failed in saving those that were lost, but you did not even try. How do you even call yourself a follower of something good, something wholesome, when you cut yourself off from those who need you?
And what, pray tell, do you think those children are? Actual children? Actual souls that need saving? Did these children treat you with compassion? Were they friendly to you? Or were they just beings? Did you even check if they were alive?
It doesn't matter how they treated me. They were children.
They could have been a barrel for all I care. If there is no soul in that, there is nothing worth saving than a worthless husk.
Do you have a soul, technically? Do your men, the ones downstairs, trapped here?
It is the last thing we have bound to a corpse.
No life.
What value is a soul if you see those around you in such a manner?
Exactly.
You're not going to help us, are you? No matter how long we stay here, arguing back and forth.
I see no reason to. Your plan will fail.
We don't even have a plan.
He has nothing
Least
to
of all
offer
have we
us.
told you it. Do you even care if we do have one?
So what is it then? Fame? Glory? Are you looking to defeat that which holds us all prison here? Are you trying to liberate others, do good, try to escape this land? I've heard it all before. There is no plan that works.
I want to die with honor.
Oh,
I have done many questionable things since entering this land, and I want to die and not have my soul trapped here in a remnant husk like you. We don't have a plan. We might not succeed, we might die. It will make no difference to you, but could you not at least offer some information? Where, if we go to Strahd's castle, where would we find the skull of your lord? At least give us that. You know we'll fail. You know we'll die. You know it will mean nothing. If it means nothing, then why not help a little bit?
I have beset the castle 37 times. Not once did I succeed to find the skull. I do not even know if it's there.
Have you tried enlisting other people to help you? The Fanes, for example. Perhaps the people
20
of Barovia.
times.
With the Fanes. By your side.
The Fanes are a lie. They are old power that will never be
You?
restored.
Are a fool. That is why you have not succeeded where we will.
He reaches for his sword. Say that again and it will be the last you say.
I have nothing else to say to you.
I'm going to put
Stay
a
here
hand
in your
on
misery.
I'm going to put a hand on Casario's shoulder and say, he's right, Casario. He's been dead for a long time. He has nothing to offer us. John turns to crawl away.
Unfortunately, the power position that Casario was maybe in with those pretty badass words is lost as she has to crawl out of here.
Carlo will hang back a little bit as they crawl through.
All right. His eyes fixated on you. He waits for you to say something.
I hate him. I'll message this to him. I hate him. I hate what he has done to this land. I hate that I could not protect someone I swore to protect. I hate what is becoming of the only friends I have here. I don't want that hate to fuel me beyond the afterlife. Is there anything you can offer? Please. And I'll try really hard to appeal to any amount of emotion within him, any amount of humanity or sliver of it left.
I like the fact that you're trying this hard to persuade him, even though he's giving all the signs that he's not persuadable. So give me a persuasion check with advantage, because holy damn, how far are you going? Let's hear it.
It's 22, 18 plus
Okay.
4.
Maybe minus the advantage. Okay. All right.
If it's minus the advantage, it's 50.
That's still enough. But we'll go for the 22. I mean, I've said it and it's fair. Like, that is cool. He points at your bag and he says, I meant what I said. And while I do not believe in whatever cause or ideal or wish you have, know that I do understand that no one wishes what we are. The answers lie with the book that you carry. Read it. Understand it. And only then you will understand my position.
Thank you. And she's going to walk out because she can do that.
And out of sight. Such a bitchy move. I love it. Out of sight, Vladimir returns to the throne and sits staring out with intent and anger.
Before I leave, can I take a look at the room and try to suss out why the throne is facing the wall like it is in Ravenloft, Castle Ravenloft?
He's facing a
You know
window,
what?
right?
Sure. Give me yeah, I'm thinking what kind of he's facing a window indeed. But like it is not that customary, you would say. So give me a history check. That would be the most appropriate here.
14.
14. You're not 100% sure, but seeing as you saw it in Castle Ravenloft in one of the dreams before as well, it seems to be that it is a custom in this land, perhaps based on another culture, where indeed the throne is faced away from the audience as a sort of ultimate defiance that you do not even grant those the honor of your presence unless they actually come and face you face to face. It is a warped view of things, but it is definitely a tradition.
Come on,
But whether or
Cassara.
not that is true,
His throne doesn't even face the rising sun. We don't care about this.
Are there grooves on the floor that look like it turns?
you didn't check when you were there. Like, do you want to crawl back?
Yeah, I'll call
Peek-
back.
peek
Actually,
around.
no. I'm going to fly back with dignity.
Sure, it's dim light. It's dim light, so sure. Like, it's going to be like a little flaps because, like, it's not that much space, but sure.
Like a little bat.
There are no grooves indicating that the throne has been turned around. It seems to be constructed like this.
Okay.
Fruitless
Well.
endeavor.
If we should ever come back, we have to bring proof,
We need that skull.
I think.
And we need to convince all of his knights to stand as a united force.
I mean, perhaps a gem would prove that they're allies. What he seeks is proof that we can do this, that we can accomplish what he could not. That's what I think. He does.
It sounds like
Also
he's
not-
tried. He says he even worked with the Fanes. Did he do I remember he said he
Yeah.
worked with the Fanes 20 times?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah. So he's
He
tried
said the Fanes
this.
are a lie.
He said they're a lie, but he said that he has worked with them 20 times. So maybe he said they're a lie. Maybe he believes that their help is a lie, that they can't help achieve his goal. But at this point, one who does not have hope, one who does not have any belief, even a shred, that they can overcome, has no chance to do so. I feel like this place
Yes.
is lost.
for now. I don't think we should write it off entirely. They were willing to help. The others were, not him, but the others were,
Casaro,
to some extent.
your father seems to be the only one with any honor left.
Yes.
Should we try to see if any others have a mind to speak of, or should we leave this cursed place?
First
I'm
night we
unsure.
talked to was helpful.
Yes. So, Godfrey, there's a list that he's given us of people who are within here. We could go talk to them, try and convince them to our side.
I think
Otherwise,
we
what
should
else
come
would
back
we
with
do?
proof. I
Okay.
mean, proof that we're more than just adventurers, like they've seen before. Do you know, like, well, if they've enlisted help of if other adventurers have freed the Fanes, in fact, then we can storm the castle now and die like the rest of them. If that is what we choose to do. I don't see what else we have to do.
I mean,
We need.
was
more
that
power.
ever our intent? We want to possibly, if we can, get this dragon skull back for your father. I mean, we owe him at least that much, but as far as I know, Strahd may keep up his end of the bargain and bring you back into contact with your mother. That's what we're here
Your
for.
mother might have some answers about that as well. She's surely spent some time in the castle.
Yes, if she is free to speak of her own will without eyes upon her, which I doubt very much.
We can see if we can talk to her
But-
without Strahd.
Without words, and I'll kind of say that with message towards Xariel. Oh, so I think we have the option of going to see the other Fanes. If we're killing time, we can go to Kresk, maybe learn more from the Abbey, if we can, and learn more from Sergei. His ghost is stuck there. Strahd's brother, as far as we know.
I can't believe
He
I'm
did
saying
older.
this, but we could also read a book.
Yes, so I'll need some time to decipher it, so we'll wait until we're camped up.
Did you want to look around here and see if there was anyone else willing to listen to our plight? Or should we head out?
Without their leader, I don't think they'll be spurred to do anything.
It seemed like Godfried said that that their leader was at odds with some of those who lived here, Maria, Pius, and the others, that we could talk to them, possibly sway Vladimir.
Yes.
I think we can gather them all in the same room, so we don't have to describe what we're looking for and talking about again and again. I think
That's the
possible.
issue. And also, I feel like if we do come back with some, like as Xariel said, proof, I think the persuasion could be much easier, as opposed to sitting there arguing with ghosts all day. Trust me, I'm happy to do that, just not in these circumstances. None of them have anything interesting going on. Well,
Maybe if we remove the spider web covered ones, that'll help
yeah,
them.
they do. That does seem like a problem. I hope none of them have eaten that cute elf downstairs.
Yes, I
That would
guess
be-
perhaps I was wrong about that. Anyways, sorry about that, John.
Oh, everything's fine.
What?
What?
Anyway, I don't know, Carla, what do you think we should do?
Take care of the vermin, and then maybe go hit up our contacts in Kresk and think this over, because I don't think taking the castle is going to be a very easy task, so to speak, and without that skull, I don't think any of them would be spurred into action by us. Least of all, Vladimir.
I don't know if we need their help. If we return the skull, won't we have the help of Argynvost himself? Wasn't that the deal?
Oh. Could you talk to a dragon skull? You said you need the, head in order to talk to an undead. Is that something that's an option?
If they speak a language I speak, or I learn a spell to be able to understand, but surely they speak common, or at least something similar. They have... Yes, I think I could.
That could also provide answers. So that seems like of our other big task. I reckon we go downstairs and make sure, those spider remnants don't kill any more of the order than as necessary, as they'll just find a new corpse to hop into, and I don't think that's... Personally, I don't think that's quite nice. We'll take care of that, take the Dusk Elf home, and I think just to kill some time, we might go to Kresk while we're still looking for answers. If that's amenable to you.
I don't want to know the answer to this. But don't we have a spider queen poison bottle?
John used it to gather his eye.
Right, yeah, he holds up the crystalline eye. It reacted funny with Dusklu's eye. It's science, don't you know? Apparently, you put Dusklu's eye in a bottle of this fluid, and there you go. Basic,
Riveting, John.
basic chemically.
My point. Yes, chemically.
Poison is
But the point there was sort of that putting two and two together. Do you think the Spider Queen is responsible for the spider people here? So I should not want to encounter a Spider Queen.
I think we'll just clear out whatever I hear.
Afraid of spiders, you know.
Casario,
Terribly.
Oh.
I have played the part of pest control before. I think we can do it again.
We'll just clear out whatever we can find here. I don't think going to a spider's nest, I personally don't count that as a lovely afternoon. And that's about a big detour, and it doesn't seem important. Unless we need more poison, then I don't see a reason to find her nest. But we did see one downstairs, to be fair. And John just covered it in darkness and considered it a done day, which means...
Wait, darkness?
There's people down there. Yes. You threw basically a blanket on it and let them fight it out within it. I didn't want to tell you. You seemed so proud of yourself, but...
We should probably go down there.
Buddy. Yeah, we should probably help. All right. It's something to do.
Can we just teleport downstairs?
Yeah, I'll bring you down. You want to go all the way down to the ground floor?
First floor.
Yeah.
I'm going to re-kick in the door.
First encounter.
Re-kick in the door.
I don't know if this is the path that you intended us to go on, but...
Spoiler alert, as a DM, I never have gotten you on the path that I intended you to go to, which is part of the fun.
John kicks in the door and says, "Stop right there, criminal scum."
So we're back at the episode start, and it only took us an hour. That's great.
Well, we talked to...
pissed off an old guy, dead guy. That's great. We found out that people in Barovia don't have soul.
He deserved being pissed off. Oh, we're...
It's... No, it didn't. Okay,
No worries.
That happens every once in a while. I mean, this is just part of the fun of being a dungeon master, is like, oh, they're going to do this. They're going to go this way. And there's like a big shiny label that says, go here. And you guys are like, no, we're going to have a sandwich.
Ooh.
It's great.
Sandwich
But so far, nothing I can't handle. So please continue with what you're doing.
Excellent.
Lovely.
If you guys really are going in a direction that I can't handle, I'll let you know.
I don't think revenants can... I think that's what their whole vibe, right? Like they're you can't change their mind. Like that's the only thing they hold on to in life. That's the only thing that their essence is bound to.
It is not like rules is written. It's not impossible to change their mind, but the very essence that binds them to this earth is indeed hatred. So it is very difficult to sway them, but not impossible. They're still human on the inside.
All right, kick in the door. Stop your fighting.
And the fighting is still going on, believe it or not. However, they are down one fighter. Two of them are still fighting, and the web-covered one is still in their midst. Do you want to join it?
Epic music plays as John rushes straight at the thing.
All right, I'll allow you that movement.
Okay, I'll stop.
And
My sweet friend, who had full cover behind the wall, rushes in toward danger.
Bearing his
It is
mace.
It's very pretty, not very smart.
You know, Eldritch
All right.
Blast is the best cantrip in the game. Did you know that?
It does nowhere near a single hit for me.
my dear friends, roll for initiative.
Excellent.
Yes.
I got a 23, 19 plus
Oh,
4.
damn.
I rolled nearly the same. I got a 4.
That's almost the same in the
Close.
grand scheme of things.
Close. Very close.
Cassie.
13 for me.
And a 13 for you. Let me adjust the turn follow, but I can confidently already say that Carla is going first. Give me 1 second before you do. And that one is dead. Okay, cool. Carla, let's have it.
Okay, Carla is going to use her action to throw up a cloud of daggers right behind this creature. Straight up there.
Okay. Like over here?
Yeah, like right behind her, right there, like where that little patch of mist is.
Okay, cool.
The daggers is going to go there, and then she's going to use her bonus action to determine her tail, which she has. And is that a reaction? I know
That is determining is a bonus action.
Yeah, bonus action. So, the tail that I pulled is a reaction. Do I have to wait to use it, or can I use it immediately?
You have to wait it because using it is an action. So that is for your next turn.
Okay, that seems fair. Okay,
But you can tell us what it is.
Oh yes, I got the tail of the runaway, so basically a portal is beginning to fizzle up. Yeah, so I can use my reaction to teleport 30 feet into an unoccupied space that I can see. I can take a number of creatures with me. Yeah, so I'll just throw my daggers up, determine my tail, and keep cover.
Alright.
You have the thing paused, by the way.
Oh, yes, I totally do. Thank you.
Yeah, so then I'm
Forgot
just
about
going
that.
to make sure that I am moved close enough to help John if I need to.
Wonderful.
And that is my round.
Alrighty. The Spider Revenant looks at the Revenant to its right. And it tries to attack that with a claw attack and a bite attack. The claw attack misses. Ooh, the bite attack might hit. Let me check. Yes, the bite attack does hit. And it hurts him. You have no idea how much.
Does this thing have, like, when you say it bites him, it's basically just like a zombie biting another zombie? For
Yes, you don't see it's draped. It's draped in basically in cobwebs, so it literally looks like a zombie going for the neck. Yep. Okay. Next up is the other Revenant, who lays a beautiful sword into the Spider Revenant. Give me a perception check, John.
Alrighty. I got a 5. A large swath of cobwebs get in my eyes.
It's a sword. It attacks it with... Nope, it fails, but it comes up and tries again. Yes, that one does hit. And it chops right into the cobweb. And you have the feeling that it found some purchase there. How much? You have no idea. Casariel.
Sariel will come in the door, lock eyes with this horrific creature, and she is going to toss 2 moonbolts at it.
Mm-hmm.
I rolled 2 17s.
Those both hit?
Yes. So going to be 12 damage.
Total?
Total.
All right. Done
And
and done.
then I will step back out.
All right. So both of the moonballs fly through this chamber, lighting up the path as they go, and they hit the Spider Revenant square in the chest. Seems like that did something. All right. The other Revenant can now attack and tries to do so, but fails miserably. And tries again and just hits Cobweb and nothing more. He is a failure of a soldier, it seems. It's so sad to say that, right? John.
All right. seeing the bolts come over my right shoulder, I'm gonna rush forward and sort of dodge past the first revenant and just sort of yell outside my mouth, "We're here with Farron and Vladimir," and rush up to the spider and smack it.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, let's go ahead, and that's a D12, so that's probably not going to help me if I roll.
You can try, but like I can tell you now that it's gonna be tricky.
I crit.
Wow!
No, well, that hits.
I'm just gonna hit this thing, and we're gonna. So basically, yeah, I kind of like almost slide past the first guy and just like uppercut this thing with my maul right into its face, and
Beautiful.
that's gonna be, oh god, crit with this thing is crazy. Sorry, math. Oh, 15, 17 plus, oh, rolled pretty low, but 17 plus.
While Daniel's doing math, did the spider creature already take its turn, or is that coming up?
The spider creature did a bite attack on one of the revenants.
Oh, yeah, on the start of its turn, it takes damage from me.
The cloud of daggers is behind him, isn't it?
It's in its area, essentially. That's why I put it there, so that it didn't attack the revenants, but still attacked it.
Got it. Okay, so it touches him. Okay, how much is that?
That's going to be 22 damage to it.
Got it. That is okay.
Slashing.
Yeah, that lops quite a bit of like cobweb and whatnot off.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a question: is this thing undead? Because if
I kind of want to say, like for roleplay purposes, probably, but like you need to know it, so yes.
For my smite. So I hit it with a smite, and I'm so sorry, but this is 17 damage from the attack and
Yes.
32 damage from the smite plus another with
What?
Yeah, I got double 8s on my 2d8s plus the crit, so that's 4 plus another 12 from the extra d8 for the radiant for the. It's 3d8. I'm so sorry. It's
Yep.
yeah. So
Take your time.
Okay, I'm like, I apologize for this, but yes, I got a 53 plus 12, so 65 damage.
Holy
with my hit.
shit.
And yeah. So,
Like, this creature better be lucky that his head is still attached to his neck, because
Paladins.
this would have borderline been like lopping his head off. This creature is, I mean, bleeding is calling it mildly. This creature is devastated, but still standing.
So yeah, and I forgot to say, so I'm not gonna do it, but I was gonna Hexblade curse it, but like at this point, I feel like that would have been overkill. So I'm gonna hit it with, I'm actually going to, now that I see it's taking damage and I see the other two, I'm gonna say, get back. We're here for Farron, and I'm gonna use my other attack to grab it and try to hold it back away from them, essentially. Just grapple.
So you want to grapple it?
Just grapple, yeah,
Okay.
basically. So
All right. Okay.
I think that's a
So
athletics versus its athletics or acrobatics or something.
absolutely.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool. Oh. I thought it was a 9. It's a 19.
I got a 23.
Well, 19 plus my athletics. Sorry, athletics. That
Okay.
is 19 plus 5 is 24. Oh my god.
24. You grapple it.
I'm so. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for hot dice. I appreciate that.
All right. So you're holding it, and as
Yeah.
you like look to the side to these revenants to say, like, you know, we got this. You know, because you said something along those lines. Right?
Yeah. I said we're here from Farron and Vladimir, and like back off. So
Right. And you do that by just looking at them like, you know, get back, right?
basically, I'm not restraining him. I'm just grappling it so that it doesn't move closer to them. Yeah.
Right. But did you look at them to say, like, get back or something?
That's why, as I was running up, I'm saying we're here with. So technically, no. I said we're here with Farron and Vladimir. So
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Then to that, they didn't respond. So,
Okay.
okay.
I kind of want to let them know that we're on your side.
I think with what you just did, I think that's clear.
Okay.
Top of the round, Carla.
Cool. I am going to use my bone. I can't even do that now because they're all near it. That's annoying. Yeah, I'll use my bonus action to just enact the tail, and I will zoom myself. Is dropping Cloud of Daggers an action?
No, because it's a concentration spell, so it's basically just losing concentration.
Okay, so can I lose concentration?
Absolutely.
Am I allowed to do
if
that?
you want to drop it.
Okay.
Sure.
I'll lose concentration, and basically where my Cloud of Daggers was, the portal will open up beneath there, and I'll pop out of it.
That's
is it?
cool.
It's 30 feet, right?
Yep. Does that not it? Alright, let's see. At any point that I can see within 30 feet, which
You
is
can make
exactly
it. Yeah.
that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Okay.
That is
Cool,
creepy.
and
Imagine just having swirling daggers behind you, and then all of a sudden, it's like a little person. Like, hi.
And I'm going to say,
Detective Carla.
sorry, John, and I am going to 5-foot cube thunder with this creature. So yeah, it's going to need a Constitution 14 check from John and the creature.
Yes, because they're grappled. So
They're
that's
grappled. Sorry,
No, that's
everybody.
fine. That's fine. I'm completely fine with this.
what now? Constitution, right?
Constitution 14. Can it make it?
My dice are not with me today. 13.
I got a 12.
Oh, excellent.
So both of
excellent.
us go flying.
Okay. So yeah, at the moment I'm just counting out the damage. 19,
While you're counting out the damage, I think Stoker is also no more, because when I cast darkness earlier, I believe that kind of killed my concentration.
That's true. Yeah.
Okay, so that is going to be 27 damage, and they're moved 10 feet back.
Okay. John, you can choose where you want to go, but it has to be back from where she's standing, roughly. But you can choose like the angle.
I'll say we move together because I'm still holding on to this thing, and we both get tossed.
No, you don't, because when this happens, this thing just gets disintegrated.
That's like the battle horns of her bagpipes, and
Yeah, you basically you still have 2 hands worth of like cobweb.
I was holding its arms, and I'm holding its arms still.
So
If you would be
Stag?
my student, I would be very proud of you. Dalskaloo said in your ear. It is completely dead. Well done.
And then I'm just
Anything
going to
else?
hold my hands up to the other guys and be like, "We are not enemies. We took care of your problem." And I'll just try to be,
Awesome.
nice.
From around the corner, in the rubble behind you, another spider revenant drops from a part of the cobweb, slips
dear.
over to you, and attacks you.
Oh, hi, darling. How are you doing?
It does a claw and a bite attack on you. For the claw
I
attack,
thought it was only the one. I am so sorry, Daniel. I'm so sorry.
for the claw attack, that is a 13.
13? That doesn't hit.
Okay. And then he tries to bite you in the neck, and that is a little bit more fruitful, as that is a 22.
That sure does hit. Hit.
That is 1 second. 10 points of piercing damage, and I need a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, I'm okay with those. That's a 15.
Okay. You also feel poison seeping into your veins,
Ooh.
giving you 8 points of poison damage additionally. You are poisoned.
No. I'm sorry. I didn't think this through.
And for those of us in the audience who don't know what that is, what does poison do?
Well, for one, this effect, this pain, comes back every single round until this poison effect wears off, and that depends on what kind of poison this is. Plus, with normal poison, I believe it also gives you a couple of disadvantages, but in this case it doesn't. It's just the poison damage. So,
Okay.
It's not too terrible.
Oh dear.
Yeah, the by default being poisoned is absolutely horrendous because you get like a bunch of disadvantages. But this is just plain pain. Which is annoying as is. One of the Revenants rushes forward next to Carla, reaches up his sword, and tries to attack the Revenant. Doing so with that hits. And he applies some damage of an unknown amount. Casario.
Casario will peek back into the room, see that things have gotten bad, and I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt at 3rd level.
All right.
Very good. 25 to hit.
That hits.
Let me mark that spell. And that is 66.
Okay.
Oh my god,
Oh,
that's
wow.
amazing.
Yeah, Guiding Bolt is strong.
Okay. 1, 2,
powerful, yeah.
3, 4, 5. No. Oh, 6. There it is. Okay. Oh god, that's a lot of math. Okay. 9, 12, 13, 18, 19. It's not actually that great. 19 points of damage.
Yep. And what kind of damage is radiant? It's not radiant, is it?
It is
It is.
radiant.
All right, cool. 19 points of damage. Yep, done.
The smell
It is
of ozone.
glowing and glittering with beautiful purple moon energy. The next person that hits it will get advantage on their attack.
Yes.
And I feel safe enough here. I'll just stay inside the door. Or just right here.
It now looks really pretty.
Mm-hmm. Much
I have to do
better.
the rainbow coloring. Yes. Alrighty. The other Revenant rushes in and attacks the Spider Revenant. No, it doesn't, because it completely misses it.
Does it get advantage
Yes.
from the guiding
Good
bolt?
point. And a good point. And I rolled a 3 and then a 5. So
Ah.
yes, but no.
No
But
worries.
he does have multi attack, so he can do it a second time. And that might actually hit. Yep, first one does.
Woo.
So he does get one hit in for an undisclosed amount of damage.
Better than nothing.
All right. In the meanwhile, Casario, you hear some subtle rubble falling down from the chimney next to you. As one more Spider Revenant crawls out and rushes towards you.
Lost.
It tries to claw at you for 15.
Does not hit. I will lift my shield and bash its attack away.
Think. And then it tries to bite you. 20. Dirty
That
20.
hits.
All right. That hits for... Oh, only 4 points of piercing damage, but I do need a dexterity saving throw.
Use this guy. Ooh, terrible. 6.
Poison seeps in your veins as you feel 7 points of poison damage taking effect. John.
All right. I just saw Carla get like bitten deeply into her neck, and John runs forward. The other two, I'm imagining, have gotten sort of in front of it and are like engaging it. So John's going to run forward, and he's going to hold his symbol, and it flares brightly with almost like the radiance of a full moon, and he presses it against Carla's neck, and he's going to expend 5 points of lay on hands to neutralize a poison.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
That's the first time we finally used that for
I'm
that.
so yep, first time. I always save them for that reason. And I'm going to I'm going to rush forward. Question:
Yes.
Did we? I feel like did we take a short rest at the end of the last session?
Yes.
Okay, because I had my spell slots back and I didn't know why. Cool.
Yes.
So that's it. I'm gonna stand there and do that, and then I don't think I have enough action to essentially pull her away from this thing, but I'm just gonna that'll be my turn.
Okay. That is cool. Then we go to the top of the round. Carla, you do not have to do a poison check.
Oh, excellent. Thank you, John. Sorry about hitting you.
Fine.
Oh. I mean, I might as well just use my bonus to determine a tail, which will come into effect next round.
Unless you want to immediately apply it.
I got the same tail. It's another portal.
Nope.
And that's specified as a reaction, which
Okay.
yeah, I don't know how we count that.
Does the reaction have a specific, like, what is it reacting to?
Target community use I can use my reaction, so within my round to teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space.
Yeah,
That's
so
all
you
it
can totally use it
specifies.
as you can totally use it as a damage mitigation. So it tries to attack you. Nope. And you can just teleport. That is cool.
Cool.
Okay, cool. All right, then I will.
John's gonna say I need to get over to Casariel.
Okay, then I will use my reaction to open a portal beneath John's feet and send him over to Casariel and be like, help her.
Ah!
Yeah. It's a willing creature. Are you willing?
I am more than willing. All right, so
No.
30 feet, you said?
Be like, John, do I have your consent? Great. Yeah, over as close to
go ahead.
Casariel as I can
Okay,
get.
cool.
Okay, cool. And then I am going to, you're going to see Carla sort of like clap her hands, and 3 versions of her are now in front of us as I use mirror image as my action. So yeah, 2 other
Cool.
duplicates appear. Which color is which? Ooh, and within that, within that 5 feet, we're just gonna be like switching around, moving around.
Carla.
This is the most complicated version of the cup game, the 3 cups, the
Yeah.
shell game that I've ever seen.
Right?
Yep. Yep. Trying to
Awesome.
hit me now, bitch. And that's what she's gonna do for her whole thing. Sorry, I couldn't heal you.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Okay.
The spider revenant turns to the revenant to his left and tries to bite it for 2, so nope. And then he tries to poison it, getting a little better. That hits. For an undisclosed amount of damage. And then he poisons it for another bit. That revenant is also poisoned. That revenant can react, however. It will attack it. Yes, it will. For an undisclosed amount of damage, bringing it to
An undisclosed amount of health.
an undisclosed amount of health. Yes. This is like playing chess with yourself. It's like, things are moving. Okay, cool. Casariel.
I will use my action to disengage from this fucker, and then I will use my movement to head for John. So I'm gonna head here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will bonus action cast Spiritual Weapon
Awesome.
Oh,
right
clutch.
in any space next to it. I'm gonna do it at 2nd level. And I will take a swipe at it.
Nice.
Right. Go right ahead.
17 hit.
That hits.
Okay, and then that's 8 points of damage.
Alrighty.
Hi,
Noted.
buddy. That's it for me.
Okay, is it? I think it's the Revenant's turn now.
Yep, and it also makes an attack which successfully hits that other spider revenant. Done and done. The spider next to the spiritual weapon rushes past it And I'm not sure who's going to attack, so let's make the dice decide that. It attacks John.
Good.
And it does so for a 26 with a claw attack.
That'll hit.
And a 10 for a bite attack.
So I imagine it goes for the bite, and I like hold up my bracer, and it gnashes on that. I'm like, haha! And then a claw just jams right into my side.
Fair enough. That is, hang on, because that one is a little bit more difficult. 9, 11, 15 slashing damage.
John is not looking super hot right now.
All right, but you can react because it's your turn.
All right. So John is going to do two things. One, with his hand that he kind of just blocked the bite, you see the ethereal strings forming around it, and it's going to lash into this creature's face, and he's going to do his Hexblade's curse onto it. So it is now cursed, and then with his other hand still holding the icon, it sears with radiant energy again, and he holds it up to Casariel's neck and seals the wound and removes the poison.
Cool.
No.
So
She tries to stop him, but obviously is not as strong as John.
John is just in full-on ambulance mode right now. Wee woo, wee woo, running around. No poison.
I love it. Anything else?
No, he's gonna essentially, one of his hands still reaching into the strings that are flaring red into this thing's skull, but nothing else. So no other action.
Cool. Top it around. Carla's.
Okay, the Carlas are going to start running around this creature, and they can move kind of through these revenants because I have this. I am small. I can do small things. So yeah, basically just going to kind of stay within its range, so it doesn't get an opportunity to attack and do that. I would take out my daggers, and I'm going to go for a slash.
All right.
So the first one is a. Where is it? 15 plus 4. That's 19.
That hits.
Okay, this is Casimir's dagger. So he's what 1d4. So that is going to do 7 slashing damage. And this thing is undead, so it's going to take radiant damage as well. And it's going to take 3 radiant damage.
Times 2. So
Yes.
that it goes to, okay.
And then my second attack.
It is bleeding.
Ooh, exciting. My second attack is going to be for a 16.
Hits.
Yeah, and that's just going to be a regular dagger. So that is going to be 5 slashing.
Noted. You do notice that as you do that with your dagger, it finds purchase, but not as much as you would have loved.
Yeah, unfortunate. And then the 3 carolers are going to just make like an unholy, like operatic sound together, like woo, to try and confuse it more. And that is my turn.
Come play with us forever and ever and ever.
Would you like to hear a story?
That unholy operatic noise. It was amazing.
The spider revenant, obviously hurt by the daggers, picks one Carla. He will pick the one directly to the right of him and attack it. So I got my roll, and that's not gonna hit at all because it's a natural one.
Loser.
So he bites right in between like 2 of the Carlas, and then he makes a claw attack for another natural one. What the hell?
Wow! Okay, we
The
kind of need
operatic
this.
singing noise, man. What can I say?
We kind of need this, to be
You're like-
honest.
You threw him off, man. All right. So he's out there. The other revenant left of him will make an attack on him, which will hit. And then it is Casariel's turn.
Yes, of course it is. Yes, good. First, I will move my spiritual weapon right up his ass, which I can't move, but right
Allow me.
into his butt. Thank you.
Yep.
And I will take a swipe with it.
Yes.
Oh, terrible. 12?
No, that doesn't hit.
Okay. It misses. And then I will say shit, and I will begin to cast my divinity. So a purple sphere appears around me with lightning strikes all in it, and yeah, that's it for me. I'm gonna say, hold on, John.
He's like holding his side, which is bleeding pretty profusely. He's gonna, we can get out of here.
Alrighty. The other revenant attacks the spider in the lower corner of this room. Yeah, he hits for an undisclosed amount of points. The spider revenant next to John will attack him again for a 17 on the slash.
Nope.
Okay.
At least we've got plate
And
now.
he will bite. Oh, that's going to hit. That's a 24.
That's gonna hit.
He will bite you for the 24, which is where did I leave where's my dice? Oh, there it is. 7 points of piercing damage.
Mm-hmm.
And I need a dexterity saving throw, sir.
All right, damage. John's ain't looking too hot. In fact, I'm gonna use this die. This die doesn't fail me. Oh, okay. I got 18 on the die, and that is gonna be a total of 18. Wait, saving
Your body,
throw? Yeah.
Yeah, your body profusely resists the temptation of poison.
It's tempting. Does anyone want that?
Well, no, this is a good thing because I was at 6. So
Oh, buddy, I am so sorry.
no, we're fine.
As
we're fine.
the divinity around Casariel strikes at you, the lightning invigorates you, giving you 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 temporary hit points.
Oh, thank you. I needed that so bad.
And then it is your turn, John.
All right, so
Oh wait, I'm sorry. It happens after his turn, so you don't have it yet.
okay, so this thing just bit into him again. Like, I'm tired of these. The sort of ethereal strings that surround him extend outward multiple feet, and you see his eyes just go black, flicker for a second, and he grabs onto your shoulder, and you both vanish in a explosion, thunderstep.
Awesome.
And we're both going to thunderstep over to this corner of the room, hopefully not provoking anything coming down from this chimney. And that's going to be, I believe it's a Constitution. Here, let me check. Thunderstep. That is a Constitution save for the spider guy.
Okay. Just the radiance that emanates from you, Casario emanates from you, right? So it needs to move with you.
It moves with me. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just wanted to make sure. All right. Constitution saving throw. Yes, sir. Of how much?
That is 15.
Oh, that's going to be tricky. Constitution, that is a... beat you on this one. 16.
Ah, okay. So that is going to be...
Still a lot.
11? No, it's going to be 11 halved. 11 thunder damage
So that's
halved.
6.
Yep.
Alrighty.
So, but I had to get us out of danger.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right, and I'll take my 12 hit points now. Actually, wait. Because of the Hexblade's Curse, it takes an additional 3 damage of an unspecified type. So I guess that would make it 14 half to 7.
All right, fair enough. Noted.
And I believe that's going to be it. And I'll just sort of get to one knee and just hold my neck.
Alrighty. Top of the round. Carla's, all three of you.
Oh yes, the one that is real, who knows which one that is going to make an attack with the Casimir's dagger. For a... ooh, that's not great. That's a 13.
Nope, that doesn't hit.
Okay, so then I'm going to slash out my other dagger. For a natural 20, which is nice.
That definitely hits.
Nice.
That's nice. Good to know. So that's 4 plus... Another 4, that's 8 plus 3, so that is a total of 11 slashing damage.
All right. As with the previous round, the dagger doesn't find as much purchase as you would have wanted, but that's still better than what you would have had if it wasn't critical.
Yes.
Alrighty. It is still bleeding profusely.
And the 3 carolers are going to do like a dance around it, just kind of like skipping, hopping, being creepy, being like, "Tell me, do you like ghost stories?" That's it.
The visuals on that are great.
Having fun.
All right. The Spider Revenant looks at the three of you, picks a random character, and tries to bite it, and will choose the upper one right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll try to swipe at it for a 11, so that won't hit, I think.
Oh god, no.
And then it tries to bite it for a 21, so that might hit, depending on if that's you.
Oh yes. How does this work again? Let me just quickly reread. Okay, it must roll a 6 or higher to change that. Okay, let's see. Hey, we got just a 7. So yeah, it hits a duplicate.
And the duplicate is gone, but it wasn't you.
Nice. Very nice.
Alrighty. The Revenant next to it seizes this moment to lay into its neck with his weapon, and fails because it slashes over its head. Casariel, your turn.
Yes, sure. It's my turn. I am going to kneel down next to John, and I will cast Cure Wounds on him at 3rd level. That is 3d8 plus 4. Do I have 3d8? 1. That's not 8. Sorry, buddy. It's coming. There we go. Okay. Oh, that's good. 6. Oh, that's 12. 16 points of healing.
Woo! That is amazing.
And then I will take a look over at the spiritual weapon, and I'm going to say, again, shall we? And take another swipe at that bastard. Ooh, that's better. 14 plus 7. So
That hits.
8. All right, good. Okay. That is an 8. Okay. Oh, terrible. 5 points of damage.
It's still damage. Noted.
That's fantastic.
All right.
Thank you. You just
That's
saved
it for
me. Oof.
That's what I do.
Anything else?
No. Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Then I will stand up, and I'm going to stand and move in front of John.
And do you get
Thank you.
temporary hit points? Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I do, but I have 13 already, so it
Oh,
wasn't
okay,
more
cool. Cool. Very nice.
than what I already had.
All right. The other Revenant lays into this spider creature down here for a natural 20. There we go. The Revenant
Let's
crits.
go. Finally.
Sorry,
Oh.
Carla, you get
Huh?
11 temporary hit points.
Am I
Is she in the
in range?
radius?
Oh, it's 30 feet. Let's see.
Yeah, oh, yeah. No, you make
Definitely.
that easily.
Oh, excellent. Okay, thank you. How many? Sorry?
Sweet.
6 plus 5.
11.
11.
Oh, excellent.
Woo!
Thank you so much. Needed
Oh,
that.
that is a clutch ability. Oh my god.
Wonderful.
I like clerics. Amazing.
The other spider will rush for you guys, and it will make that. So it rushes over at Casariel. And in its rush, it tries to do, surprise, surprise, a claw and a bite attack. The claw attack comes in for a 22.
It's
And the bite attack comes in for a... oh, hang on. How much was that? 19.
that also hits.
Okay. For the claw attack, that is it's not too much. That is 11 slashing damage.
Okay.
For the bite attack, That is 5 points of piercing damage, and I need a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, I'm not very dexterous. Ooh, 21.
Ooh, that's good. All right, so the poison will have no effect on you.
Ooh, that's clutch. Okay.
Alrighty, John.
So
Finish
John
him.
feels invigorated by her healing and the bolt of lightning that struck him, just sort of like his eyes flare, and he holds out both hands and just once again a mass of ethereal strings, not unlike the webbing that's covering them, just flies out of all directions and just latches onto their arms and legs, and he's going to cast a hold person at a 3rd level spell on both of the spider creatures.
Awesome. Okay. Is there a save on that?
There is, yes. It is a wisdom saving throw, DC 15.
I'm gonna need new dice. This one is going into dice jail. I rolled a 2 and a 3. So that's no.
So
Or
yeah,
go jail.
They have a bonus on that, but that's way below that.
so he holds out his hands and I said, stop fighting! And just grabs both of them and they're paralyzed.
Awesome.
And he's gonna stand next to Casariel, and that's gonna be my turn. Just holding onto the strings.
Done and done. Carla, your turn. Top it.
Oh yes, I'm doing things. I'm going to do the same old sorry scale. I Casimir's dagger into its guts.
I believe as they are paralyzed, you get I believe it's advantage on attack rolls.
100%.
Oh, excellent. So that is going to be an 18.
That hits.
And everything is
fun.
it's an automatic crit if it hits.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's fun.
Is that so?
Yeah, for paralyzed, if an attack hits, it's automatic crit.
I'll wheel that with crunchy crits.
Yeah, let me. Well,
Yeah, I believe you're right, but
yeah, and it's good to check just to make sure. Yeah, paralyzed is the worst of the worst, aside from petrified, I think.
Petrified's pretty bad.
if it is within 5 feet of the creature, so no spells. But yes,
good point.
you're
Yeah,
right.
no, good point.
Yeah.
If it is within 5 feet, yes.
So yes, go ahead and crit it.
Okay, so are we still doing crunchy crits for that then?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, excellent. So that is going to be 10 slashing and then 4 radiant.
Times 2.
Mhm.
This creature isn't looking too good, Mr. Stark.
Okay, and then my second roll
Yes.
is going to be a 22.
Hits.
Excellent. Okay, that's good. That's a 7 slashing damage to it. Maximum.
You hit it in the jugular, and like there's some black blood coming out. And this creature, even though it is paralyzed, lets out one like kind of sound before it slumps to the ground.
This hangs in
dead.
those strings, holding it up. Ugh.
It's dead, yeah. Carly like pushes it through, and I imagine the other one like springs up to like dunk its head further down onto the. Doesn't do much, but the visual's there.
I love it.
Okay, so with that being my action, I'm then going to use my movement to pop up. Well, I mean, if I can move, yeah, pop up next to John. The two of them will. I'll pop up next to him,
Okay, cool.
kind of like there. One behind him, one in front.
All right.
Hello. Both of them will say.
One of the revenants will rush past you to attack the revenants. And will stand over here behind the revenant and attack it with the same courtesy. You are in dice jail, so we're going to go with another one. See, that's better. That is a... Oh, and it can also advantage that. Nope, that is still a 21, so it crits. Oh my, that's a lot. That is 50. Okay, that's a lot of damage. Holy damn. Okay. Not the right time yet. Okay, Casariel, your turn.
What time? What? Oh God.
John receives 10 temporary hit points that last round, and Carla, 8.
Thank you.
Yep. And then, I will bonus action move my spiritual weapon 20 feet this way.
Yep.
I can't move it actually. There you go.
There you go.
Yep. And then I am going to unsheath my short sword. And I'm gonna take a swing at this fucker. I'm actually gonna try to just like shove it up into his guts.
Love it. Let's do it.
Ooh, okay. 15 to hit.
That hits, so you get a crit.
Oh. Oh yeah, that's why I wanted to do that. I forgot. Oh, that long time ago when I decided to use a short sword, I forgot why that was. Yeah, okay. That is 8 points of damage.
Total?
Oh, no, times 2. 16 points of damage.
Okay,
Well,
cool.
it's crunchy crits, so you just max out the one, and then you roll.
Oh, 12. Okay. 12 plus 8.
Plus 8, so that's 20. Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
He's not looking too good, Mr. Stark, which, fair, because he's paralyzed.
And so on
Cool.
the spider creature's turn, it does get, it can re-roll the save.
Yeah, I understand, but
Okay.
like he is like it takes a little while for him to
That's
have his next turn. The other revenant runs over here and tries to attack it. With a natural 1, so he like in this like everything happening and whatnot, he just totally hits the ground and
Wait.
chips a bit of his sword.
With 2 natural ones? Because of advantage?
The advantage, right? That's still a 5 plus, so that's still gonna
Oh,
miss.
yeah,
But
yeah.
like, yeah, he's still gonna lose a bit of his sword.
It's an old
All right, the revenant can make his save. What was the save on it again?
15. Wisdom.
He's gonna make that, I think. Wisdom, he has +3. Yeah, he snaps out of it.
All right. So I imagine it's sort of like does a spin or something, and the ropes holding or the strings holding it snap. Damn.
And
All
that
right.
revenant is going to receive 9 points, temporary hit points.
All right, I will add it.
Oh.
Thank you. It will. I got a choice between 3, so let's make the dice decide that. Is going to attack the revenant behind him, being the one to the left. He does it for a claw attack, which succeeds, and a bite attack that fails. Okay. The revenant gets quite a punch as it gets pushed back a little bit. It is hurting. John, your turn.
All right. Yeah. John's going to, seeing Carla, 2 Carlas, he's just gonna like rear back and go over the Carla next to him's head into this thing and just make an attack.
Love it.
And that is going to be a, hang on, 13 plus 4, so 17 to hit.
Hits.
Okay, and that is going to be, oh, there it is, 9 plus. I can't see my, oh, there it is, 9 plus 24 damage.
24?
Yes. So I have a plus 15 and I rolled a 4 and a 5.
All right. What happens?
So the strings break, it whirls around and like hits the guy behind it. And in the confusion, as it's looking the other way, I just come up and the mace just goes straight through its torso, essentially. And the top half falls down.
Beautiful. It is destroyed and it flops to the ground the way that you described it. And as it does, you stand there in pride and look at the 2 revenants that you, well, basically helped, maybe even saved. And as you look at them, you notice that they're looking at you, and one of them says, John? And that is where we're going to take our break. Hello, everybody. We are back. We had a quick break. I hope you guys enjoyed your break as much as we did. Thanks for those that have joined us in our Discord to have a little talk with us. We always do enjoy that. It's fun to do that. So, before the break, what did we do? Well, you guys were in Argynvostholt already. You went upstairs. You talked with Godfrey Gwillem, the brother of Williams. And he told you a little bit about a bit of history about Argynvostholt, and that if you are seeking the commander, that you might fall on hard times because he has done so too. You talked with the leader of Argynvostholt at the moment, which is
Vladimir,
who is currently sitting in the throne room, filled with hatred and, almost disdain, I would almost say. He regarded you, he talked with you, but he wasn't really helpful. Then you went downstairs and back to the room where you saw the encounter. You joined in with the encounter and valiantly defeated the 3 spider revenants that came crawling for you. You did so well. And with the final blow struck, one of the revenants that you were helping looked at John and said, "John." And that is where we left off. John, I imagine you would want to reply to that.
do I recognize him at all?
Give me a perception check with advantage on this.
Okay. Let's see. Make space. Okay, I got a 19 and a 17, so on roll, so that's going to be a 22.
Thank God, because this is not the moment to roll bad on your perception check. So, as you've seen so far, and as you might know from your history, revenants are basically resurrected corpses, or corpses that have been around for quite a while. They don't look nice. They look like a corpse, but alive. Standing in front of you is indeed one of such corpses, but alive, quote unquote. Though gaunt and decaying and not exactly pretty, yes, looking at the face of this creature, you recognize a face that you have seen before, but so long ago. Back when you were not in Barovia, John, you had a brother, James Varenthal, who disappeared at one point, lost to battle, was the story, forcing you to take a different place in your family and, so much more. James was lost without a trace, never to be found again. Until today. John, you recognize your brother, or what's left of him, standing in front of you.
James? Is that...
Yes.
Is that you?
Yes.
What's happened to you?
I tried.
How is this possible? Your whole company went off to battle, and they told me that you never... How are you here?
I was sidetracked with a company of mine. We were off to battle, and one morning we were marching towards another objective, and I remember it was misty. But we traversed the road, and at some point we ended up in a house. And we've only been there briefly, but we exited the house, and then we came to a village. Yes. And I remember there was a young man in this village. He requested our aid. He said there was an evil man living in in a castle. This young man, he said he was the son of local clergyman, and he sounded like he really meant it. And
James, you died. Everyone told me you were gone. How is it that you're here? Mom and Dad think that you're gone. They were devastated. Mom won't even talk about it anymore, and Dad barely even acknowledges the. I don't understand, how is this possible? It's been years.
The protege of the family, right? I imagine Dad wouldn't take light to this.
No,
You know, I went down valiantly. I remember it. I got 8 of them, John. 8.
Of what? What happened? Why are you here? Are you amongst these hate-filled revenants?
It took me in, John. There's something about this land, and I don't know what it is, but at first when I died, I thought, well, you know, this is it. It's a funny thing, really. When you feel your life just ebbing away, you feel all your emotions come together at once, and they sort of combine into one. And there's one thing left at the end, which is release. But not acceptance. I mean, not for me. I failed, and, you know, how Dad always said, you know, a Varenthal should make good on his promises. And I didn't. And the next thing I know, I opened my eyes, and someone buried me, and I clawed my way out. They thought I was dead, and, you know, I think I was. And I've walked around, and I couldn't make heads or tails of it. And then I ran into these knights, and they said that if anything, I could help them. And I did. And, well, here I am, little brother. Aren't you proud of me?
I don't. I was to take up your legacy. I never imagined to fill the I always lived in a shadow, but you were so. You were our family's honor. And when you never came home, did you even try to come back home? Did you even try to come back? See mother, father, me?
I can't, John. Trust me.
What's keeping you here?
At first, the fact that I am what I am now. I don't want to face Mother like this, but when I tried, I walked all the way back to the place that I could remember. I walked into this, beyond this lordly mansion, and beyond the castle, way beyond the castle. And it was a gate. I couldn't reach it. When I got closer to the gate, it almost felt as if the mist I was walking through was pushing me back. And I walked through it, and I've been walking for 2 days. I didn't get any closer to the gate, John. It seems... I don't know. It seems like I'm trapped here.
What happened to your company? What happened to the rest of them?
Some of them fortunate enough to get laid to rest completely. Some of them were less fortunate. 2 of them, I remember, are also still around. I think. They're not here, though. But they are still around. I know they must be, because I've seen them after, you know, the battle.
James,
I mean, you wouldn't know them. You haven't seen my company, right?
No, I only heard tales. When you went off to fight for Saloon, I never thought I've heard such heroic things about you, and with the family, just we knew that you were out there. I never really thought of it. I didn't really have to. You know, I just stayed home with my friends, and with you gone, I couldn't stay home anymore. But these others, and he sort of gestures to the other revenant and the ones upstairs that we talked to, they spoke of such hatred, such the only thing binding them to this world is their anger. And what is why are you not at rest?
Well, to be truthful, John, I don't know. I'm not angry. I mean, I don't like being what I am right now, but I'm not angry, I think. But I'm not done yet. That, I think, I can say for certain. You know, as I said, Father said that Varenthal, you know, I haven't done what I should do, and I can't full well go back and ask if I did. I don't know if I did what was asked of me, and if they can be proud of me.
Do you mean,
I don't know, John.
when you say did what was asked of you, do you mean in service to the company, in service to the army, or what was asked of you?
All of it. The company, the army, the family.
The company's
Filled most of them.
The company's dead. The family thinks that you are. If you could come home and show them that you're
I can't show this to Mother.
No, you can't. I don't know. Would it have... I don't understand. Why are you here?
I mean, where else can I go, John?
No,
I can't full well walk into Valaki and just act like I'm one of the living.
No, that's not what I mean. I've seen things here, James. I've seen a picture that I drew for you. I've seen my friends and my family, and I've seen nightmares. I've seen dreams, and I don't... How do I know that this is not just one of those?
He's just playing with you. He did the same thing with some of the people in my company, and, well, that's why some of them have taken a different path. You see, one of my I don't know if I should burden you with this, but one of the other members of my company that died but didn't was a younger man. He was with our company as support. He was righteous-hearted, John. You would have loved him. He would have joined an order like this if this order was still around. But instead, he was chosen to follow a path of darkness. And he now resides in that castle. That one where the lord of this land, the terrible name that is, resides. I'm not sure what he does over there, but I'm sure he's still alive.
Is he a squire or someone one of the help? Someone who helps one of the knights? Who was it?
He was in training, and he was a sorcerer. He was rather young, but his family too demanded a lot of him. He was also a firstborn, and we sort of took up together. I understood that, as much as, I had the same role. But, Escher did what he wanted, and it ended up getting him killed.
Escher?
That's what he is named, yes.
I've been plagued by an entity, a being, a person who's been toying with my... He holds out his hand, and you see the strings as he sort of casts prestidigitation. Something here has been using me, puppeteering me, and it goes by the name of Escher.
John, those are dangerous forces that you are playing with. You shouldn't let that get a hold of you.
It already has a hold of me.
Weren't you following like a paladin training or something?
I am. I'm following the Silver Star. Casariel, this is my brother James. James, this is Casariel Silverbrow. She's one of my I almost said coworkers. She's one of my squad. She's I trust her with my life. She's a Silver Star like I am. And Casariel?
Hello, James.
He makes a bow with his head and then offers a hand to give a kiss on yours, retracting the hand as he remembers that he's undead, and that is probably not going to be very nice for you. Some habits die. Some habits die after a long while.
And this is Carla. She may actually know more about this than any of us. She's some kind of spiritual famous writer in Neverwinter or something or other. Mom reads her column.
She also wrote me many letters. She thought your disappearance was unnatural, which I think speaks to your skill. And she will actually hold out her hand for him.
He will take it. Cold and little, there's skin tags everywhere, but you'll take your hand. It's as filthy as it sounds. He smiles and he says, "Nice to meet you, young one.
Young one? What age are you?" Sorry, that's not the point.
She's actually really old. Just,
Sorry.
I'm sorry. I didn't want to. I'm sorry.
So you're much like these men. You've been stuck here from your greater desire of unfulfilled destiny, conquest.
I guess you can put it like that, yes.
You said you took down 8 of them. What was them?
The army that he commands is vast and very multi-talented. We were beset on by a ravenous bunch of undead, and some of them were barely human, but others looked completely human, but they were thirsting for they were biting young men, and they even, the boy from the church that led us there in the beginning, even he fell prey to it. I believe he's the other one that is still around.
Not any longer. We set him out of his misery.
Thank you. I think you made a good decision there.
Did you encounter the Lord of the Land, or did you just fall on his army?
He was present, but from afar, as he was standing atop the very wall of his castle, just looking at what happened to us. He didn't partake.
He's gonna look at John when he says that. What's sort of happening with John?
John's kind of reeling. He's very, like, he's looking at his brother, and then he's looking down at the ground. He's trying to put two and two together, which takes a little longer for John, but yeah, he's almost like his fingers, you still see the strings, and he's, so why did you fight against Strahd? You said he a few times when talking about someone who's controlling you. I'm trying to understand. You arrived here in a home, and then were led away by the boy from the church, but what brought you into conflict with Strahd? We're not from this land. What is it of our business to fight against those in power here?
The boy made a very convincing story. He said that his village was being beset by this lord, and they had barely any food. They had no ways of caring for their elderly or their young. He said something about children being turned into food for the others. The cannibalism. John, that's something you can't just turn a blind eye to.
I understand. We dealt with those that were creating that. We dealt with those who were stalking and victimizing these children. They're gone. In fact, the leader of their coven, it was a coven of witches, James. They were disgusting. The leader of the coven was killed at Strahd's hand. So I don't know. You were mentioning Escher. What can you tell me of his power? Because he's been doing some... He's been controlling and consuming my presence in times. There are times when I can't even remember what happened. I'll just black out, and sometime later I'm somewhere else.
Escher,
what can you tell me of him?
In my company was a conjurer, a sorcerer, but a young one, and he made mistakes here and there. He was gifted, but he still had to hone his skills. I imagine that he's been given ample room for that by the lord of this land after his death. The Escher I know, I can't imagine would do such a thing. He might have been young and naive and foolish, but he wouldn't hurt a fly if that fly had a good persuasion. You see.
James, you're here. You're here now. I don't know if that changes anything, but we're here looking for Casario's mother. We've actually found Casario. We found your father. Do you know Farron? He stands outside behind the chapel.
I think so. I'm no part of this order. They agreed that we could join forces. I have nowhere else to go, but I'm not officially part of their order. Out back near the mausoleum, yeah, I think I know him.
Well, that's Casario's father, and we're hoping to get an audience with her mother soon.
I'm glad, he says to Casario, that you've met and found your father, even in this circumstance.
Thank
Shame.
you.
James, what do we do? If we proceed forward and we walk whatever path we walk, can you walk it with us? What do we do with you?
I know the Silver Order has oaths to fulfill, and I feel that, bound by oath as I was, that was kind of absolved when I died. I'm not cut out for the life of an adventurer, John, and I'm pretty sure you aren't either, but here you are. I'd prefer to stay here. This castle needs my help. They are beset on by these creatures that you've just seen a lot. But if there is a moment that you would need me, I mean, I would be happy to fight by your side. If you've come this far, so you must be capable. I mean, I've seen what you've just done to these creatures. It would be great to take up arms next to you. Yes. Yes, when you're in dire need, you know where to find me, and you can ask for my help, and I will answer the call. You will have an ally in me.
Thank you, James. I'll see if I can find some way to undo what's happened to you, or to bring you back to who you were. But
I think that ship has sailed, John, but being put to rest is, well, we all need something to hope for, right?
It was good to see you again, James. Even if it is in this circumstance.
Good to see you, John.
Sarah's going to take John's hand and just squeeze it.
It's time for us to go. We've got a little friend across the hall. He's in the little wine area. We're going to take him back home, get him out of here. It's not safe for him here.
John, before you go, is there anything I can do for you now? Is there anything you need?
Try to think of something, anything, to tell mother and father. Think of something that might set them to peace. Know that you're in peace. Something to help them. And if I ever see them again, and if you can't, I'll remember and I'll tell them.
All right. I will think about it.
Perhaps you could convince your friends here to also help us.
Yeah, that guy upstairs, he seems to have given up on doing what's right.
Your mother described you as a very charismatic leader in her letters. Perhaps put some of that to use. Go around. Our plan is to recover the skull of Argynvost and bring it back to lay him and his order to rest. If you could go and talk to the order as sort of a emissary of us and our mission and your confidence in your brother and his skill, then perhaps they might listen. Not to him, of course, up there. I don't know if you've met him. Vladimir. He's a bit testy, but the others might listen.
Lord Horngard is very conflicted in his situation, and I'm not one to judge. There are a couple in this house that might see otherwise. Upstairs, there is a librarian who is a lot more open to discussion, if you will. And then up on the banisters, there is another Sir Fortis, who might also be swayed. I can't imagine we need much to convince Lord Horngard. Maybe. Have you spoken to her yet? To the spirit of Lugdana?
No.
Is she a
I haven't
dragon?
seen any spirits.
See, you're not as dumb as you look, John, he says.
Do I look
She
dumb?
isn't, but she is. Lugdana was Argynvost's daughter.
Oh my.
If anyone holds any sway here, it's her.
Where would you find her?
She's somewhere upstairs.
We saw a spiritual ghostly dragon that on our way up here. It went past us the other way. It went away from this place.
That might be the spirit of Lord Argynvost. He too is still trapped here.
Maybe he could help.
If only, right?
If the body's missing a head, would the spirit be... Never mind. Well... Alright, looks like we have some things to do. James, I know where to find you.
Talk to the ones upstairs. Find Lugdana's spirit. Listen to them. Maybe they can help you. And I'll be here. If there's anything you require from me, just ask.
Don't lose hope. Just yet.
What little hope I had was gone, but seeing you, brother, fills me with both dread and hope. Hope for seeing you, but dread that I don't wish that the same fate befalls you. Please, and he looks at all three of you, take good care of each other. Life is precious.
I was going to clench his hands, and the strings that were sort of wisping around just go taut, and he just like grabs him, squeezes. He says, "This fate won't befall us."
Good luck.
I'm just gonna walk away and not look back. Look to Casario and look to Carla. Well, that's my brother.
You're welcome for not telling him how much I beat you when we spar together.
You didn't need to know every detail.
Just before I always do this, but just before she leaves the room, is there something we could do that could set you free? Stop your spirit from being so consumed? Or is it simply defeating the Lord of this land?
I believe in most cases there is a emotion that binds you to the mortal world, but I can't for the life of me find out what it is. The only thing I feel, if I truly try to seek that inside of myself, is an unfulfillment of my duty. But my duty was never to kill the lord of this land. I think. I'm not sure. But the Silver Order, they need help. And they have a hatred that needs to be quenched, I think. So worry about them before you worry about me. You know, I'll find a way.
Lovely to meet you. Unfortunate the circumstances. And she'll head out.
I want to do something about these cobwebs.
I guess.
All right. What do we do now? Are we going to help the elf up there, or do we need to talk to some more people?
I mean, I'm not sure what to do, to be honest.
Maybe we need to come back to this place. I think I've had enough reunions for one day. Should we take our friend back and maybe come back on a new dawn?
That would be agreeable. For me. What about you, Kazariel?
That's what you want to do? Sure, John. Of course.
I just need to think about what happened.
If you want to pop outside, I'll grab our friend and bring him out.
He died fighting 8 creatures. It's pretty impressive. You must be at least excited to know that.
Well, he's always been very heroic. He's always been very valiant. I'm surprised he died. I don't know.
Alright, come on, let's get some fresh air. What do you say? I'm gonna put my arm around him and walk out with him. I'm gonna glance back at Carla.
Carla's heading into the room, to the elf. And basically pop around like the barrels and be like, "Hello! We're back! Ready to go if you are."
Yes. Where are we going?
Oh, we'll bring you home. We'll bring you home. We'll go straight there. We might have to camp out for during the night, but that will be all.
All right. Let's go.
Okay.
And he goes with him.
Excellent.
At this point, do you want to go back to the map to travel?
Yeah, I think so.
Ready?
Yeah.
You leave Castle not Castle Ravenloft, wow. Castle Argynvost behind you and go down the cliff. And down the cliff you stand again on a path. It is in the late afternoon.
I suppose, should we keep walking till night, camp up, and then continue on in the morning?
Based on the distance we've traveled before, does it seem reasonable to assume that we'd make it to Vallaki before nightfall?
We traveled like nearly a day to get there from near Vallaki.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
we'll be working through the night.
It will be past mid, so it will be in the dark, but you will reach it before morning.
Oh, well, we probably want to camp overnight.
Yeah, especially when we
what's-
have a loose end with us.
What's your name again? Dusk Elf?
My name is Savid.
Savid, are you okay with camping out a night before we go?
Sure, I don't need that much sleep. I'll be fine.
What do you do overnight?
That's quite indecent to ask. It. I sorry.
That was on you. All on you.
John, you know elves don't need to sleep. You know that.
I mean, really?
I only require a little bit of sleep, and I can use the rest of my time to practice my other talents.
Do you think we need as much sleep? Because maybe we just don't need as much sleep. We just do it for no reason.
Well, you're a human. You certainly need a lot of sleep.
What a waste.
I do too, though.
So,
to be honest.
okay.
No,
so,
elves are special.
Savid, you keep guard. We're going to get a good night's sleep. I was,
Okay.
Yeah.
I can I wake you guys if there's something wrong, because I'm not that much of a fighter.
Yeah, that would be agreeable.
And in fact, I can make a impenetrable bubble for us to sleep in, so it's not that much danger at all.
Oh.
So.
Okay.
I imagine your tiny hut looks like a half moon just on the ground.
Against a
Craters
black
and all.
and night sky is perfect. Yeah.
I love it.
All right, you should be able to basically get close to the crossroads before nightfall falls. So if you want to travel as far as you can before it gets dark, then this is where you can get.
Cool.
We'll park right there.
Alrighty. Let's grab the camping. There we go.
Carla will walk over to John and sort of sit on a log next to him, and go, "How do you feel after that? That was a lot."
Liz looks over at Casariel. He goes, "We're all finding some familial family resemblance, family reunions in this place."
Sariel is thrashing upon a makeshift like dummy as she is like practicing her swordplay and just like completely decapitating this thing.
So we all deal with
That's how
it in
she's
our
dealing
own
with her
ways.
feelings.
Ah, damn it! I don't have a token for that. I was looking for it already.
Love it.
Carla will like reach into her pocket and like pull out her like pipe and like put a little bit of tobacco in it and kind of like go like, when I'm stressed beyond belief, sometime, if you want.
I love
Close
it.
enough, right? Let's go.
That's
That'll do.
good.
That's so funny.
John pulls out the little doll that you made him so long ago and hold out his hands and almost like little strings, sort of. He can move it around and hold it.
Oh.
I don't know. I mean, he was pledged to a path. He was pledged to Saloon, not in the same way I am. I don't know if he ever went as far as Silver Star. I don't remember. They never really told us his rank or file, but he was pledged to something. And I guess I can't really say he's abandoned it. It just, if he could just die and his oath, his honor, his whole reason goes away and he persists on with no purpose. What does that say for our purpose? What does that mean for the oaths that we hold, the duties that we are bound by, if they just disappear in an instant?
Your duties, they have purpose. They bring peace. They offer protection to those who need it. Do you believe in that aspect of it, at least? Does that resonate deep within you?
I do, but I've seen peace misused. I've seen lords claim for the betterment of peace that they just get their way, that those who are rising up put down their arms. And I have fought for that. I have fought to put down violence in any form, even if it's for something righteous. Sometimes I don't even know if it's right what I do.
Good. It's good that you question. I think if you cannot believe in a higher order, a lord, even perhaps the head of your institute, you have to at least believe in what you think is right.
Carla, if the only way to ensure peace was to stop with force, if necessary, someone from doing something that they truly believed in, if someone truly believed that they needed to fight something and you had to stop them, is peace worth that? Is peace worth?
It's for you to decide. I don't believe in things like peace and higher power and order, but I do believe in that people are good and that people deserve their life and that no one should be controlled. And all I do is live each day hoping I'm honoring those morals, and every day we're here I feel as if I'm not. But it's good to doubt.
As he's talking to you and as you're talking to him, the little puppet that he's holding is like making like fighting and slashing movements with its arms, like it's holding something. And then he says, what if people don't understand what's right for them? What if they think something is truly right and you know it will only lead to misery? And as he says this, he holds both of his hands, and the puppet just sort of like all of its limbs get pulled taut, and it doesn't tear it, but it just stops it from moving. He says, and the only way to ensure that the right outcome happened, the only way to ensure their safety and their peace was to stop them, to hold them in place.
Trying to think about that for a moment.
He'll stare into the fire.
And she's going to call forward Boo. And Boo is going to, because John can't see it, will pick up the puppet and kind of hold it in like a very valiant, brave pose that I think John has done multiple times. And she'll kind of show that to him, and she'll be like, we don't know if what we're doing is right. We don't know if there's any higher order to the universe. Not really. But I think you should consider not the bigger picture, but perhaps the smaller one. And she'll make the puppet like dance a little bit, not the puppet, but the doll dance a little bit, kind of around, kind of joyfully. And sometimes the only thing that matters is that you go to bed at night and you rest your head and you think, I did what I could for what I believe in. And it might not be right. It might not be what what is it, whatever's up there or down there or all around us believes in, but you're only accountable for yourself.
In the background, Kasariel whacks this thing's head off, picks it up, and says, do you suppose all paladins so whiny? Whiny, whiny, whiny. My feelings, this and that. And she, like, tosses it over, like, towards John. Like, grins back over her shoulder at him if he looks at her. You could hit
Sorry,
things, it'd make you feel better.
No, you're right. This is why I don't typically think about these kinds of things. I always it gets there's no real answer to what's right or what's wrong. It's just you do what you need to. So you're right. You guys are right.
You do what you need to. Think about yourself. Speaking of thinking about yourself, perhaps you, young lady, should perhaps have some introspection. She's going to look at Casariel. Maybe if you would like to talk about your feelings instead of beating a practice dummy over the head, I am here. You know.
I don't have any feelings. I feel fine. She's, again, just like whacking into this thing.
Yes, that is the picture of mental stability, Carla's going to say, rising up from the log.
No, this is how she always deals with things.
Damn straight.
She's going to sit down on the other kind of side and she'll be like, I'm going to back into Strahd's book for a little while. If you need anything, Savid, just let me know. She's going to call over and then open Strahd's book and she's going to spend about 3 hours trying to decode it.
Okay. Give me a intelligence check and an arcana check.
During that time, Casariel makes like random comments about how wise Carla is and how smart she is. And doesn't she look pretty reading that book? And doesn't the firelight light her skin so beautifully? She's like randomly saying this so Savid can hear.
I got natural 20 on the intelligence for 22.
Wow.
Okay.
And then, what was the other one? Arcana.
Arcana check.
My Arcana is 16 plus 3, 19.
Okay. Wow. Okay. You saved both of those beautifully. Looking at the book, you are past chapter 4 and you're trying to read the text over there. And it's getting a little easier and easier. And all of a sudden, it just pops in your head like, I think I got it. And as you start to read this, I believe I've told you this before, right? But when looking at this book, every single time you turn a chapter, looking at the words, they are there, but it kind of looks like either you're not wearing glasses when you should, or if you don't use like glasses at all, it looks like you're looking at a book that has like a layer of fog in front of it. It's like you can't focus your eyes on it. But sure enough, you take a couple of seconds and the words just become actual words. And as you look at it, Carla, you can read the first passage that says, I began dealing with something far beyond my experience in magic and needed no wise teacher to tell me. It was deadly. And as you read that, a black mist envelops the three of you, carefully making sure that Savid is not being pulled into this book because F him, he's not part of the story.
Can't even have a little bit of arm candy for Carla over there.
I was honestly debating, like, am I going to pull him in as well? But it's just going to be like an extra anchor, and I was like, no, I don't want to. So he's
no
just,
main character status.
wah, wah. Pulled into the book for chapter 5 of the Tome of Strahd. The three of you settle into a familiar room. Strahd's study. Unlike your previous visit, however, the hearth lies cold. The room is near pitch dark and lit by a few scattered candles. Their flickering light casts long shadows on the shelves fit to bursting with tomes. Books new and old that, even at a glance, you presume contain hundreds of spells and incantations. The portrait above the mantel no longer resembles the members of the von Zarovich family. Instead, it is a lifelike oil painting of Tachana. In the far corner of the room, Looking over the space is Strahd, enveloped by his black cloak, muttering under his breath and weaving arcane gestures in the air. When his hand lowers, wood shifts and creaks in the otherwise empty room. The three of you look at yourselves, and you notice that your hands are see-through, as if you are but ghosts in this room. What do you want to do?
Carla's going to float over to his desk and start sort of like looking through the papers there.
There is a lot of paraphernalia over here about magic, incantations for dummies. It's basically, it's a, except when you're called John, that's like a subtitle. You can very clearly see that Strahd is dipping into magic, dipping into unlocking the potential of magic in him.
She's going to drift over to this small table and start rifling through the letters. Basically, anything that has any visible writing or is open, she's going to start looking at.
You notice a very interesting book. And it seems that the cover itself is a little scathed and scratched. But it seems to read the Book of Spells in a very happy sort of lettering. Almost like Comic Sans, were that a thing in Barovia.
There it is.
I'm going to drift closer and look at the image of Tatiana, the oil painting. And just, does it look like Irina that I know of?
Yes, very much so. Yeah, the only thing is the shade of hair might be a shade darker or lighter. She seems to be wearing a little bit more makeup, and the clothing is from like at least 200 years ago. It's just not current fashion, if you would be able to judge that as John. I'll let you decide on that. But otherwise, yeah, that's definitely Irina.
Casariel,
Looking over to... Sorry.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Casariel, is there anything that specifically says it's Tatiana?
No.
Okay. Casariel, do you see this?
Sariel is looking in all the dark corners of the room, clocking, anything that might be moving. And also, I'd like to see if Strahd notices that we're there. Does he see us?
No, he's very bent on like trying to do magic, and you're noticing that he is still muttering under his breath. It's almost frantic, as if he really wants this to happen. And every single time he finishes talking and puts his hand forward, you do hear some wood creaking, or you see like a book just like shifting, almost as if it wasn't magic. You see that he's very busy with that at the moment.
Can we interact with objects if Carla goes to pick something up, can she?
You could try.
She is going to kind of float closer to this chair actually, and pick up one of the books here.
His eyes are immediately drawn to that, and you see him doing like...
I'm going to throw the book at him.
Roll me a d12.
Oh, okay. That's exciting. Do I have one handy? I do. An 8.
Sure, you hit him. What is it with this? Like spilling wine, throwing books at him, the poor man.
It's not like...
He coincidentally doesn't take any damage because it's a book, but like he gets hit with the book square in the face, and he's still like, how? What did I? And he starts repeating his chant.
The Book of Spells. You said it looks happy?
Like the lettering on it, looks, as I said, almost like Comic Sans, were that a thing in Barovia. It looks like a very approachable book for spells.
He's gonna look at Carla and just... What do you think he's doing? If I say anything, do I notice that he looks at me at all, or that he notices?
Are you like vocally like saying this like just out loud?
I say that to Carlo. What do you think he's doing?
As you do that, yes, he does reply to the sound in the room. He says, "Who is there? Show yourself."
Carla's gonna go, let's ask him. And she's going to turn and she's going to say, what are you delving into, Strahd? What powers are you
eyes-
trying to bring forth?
His eyes widen and he says, I am working to... You know this. You've been here before. I recognize your voice. Yes. It's been so long. When I was just a boy. You've been here. You are my guardian angels. I'm working on my magic. I know I can unlock it.
What do you want it for? What will you use it for?
I need to prove my power. I'm noticing, and you see him looking at his hands. I see I'm getting older, weaker. Even Tatiana told me I was the old one. I was the elder, and I will show her the true power that lies within me. I shall unlock the potential that is in me, and I will do it by myself.
Have you tried going to church?
Church offers nothing more than a get-together with everyone that you know every week. There is no truth in the morning, Lord.
Why Tatiana? Why her? Do you not have a
'Cause-
selection of women at your disposal? Lord of the land?
When my conquest was over, I had to pick of every woman in this land, but true love allows not for a mass selection. Yes, my heart belongs forever to Tatiana.
Does your
But-
heart belong to her, or is your head simply jealous of your brother?
Both can be true. Yes.
Does her heart belong to you?
Her heart should belong to me. And when she sees the power that I have, I know it will.
Strahd, I'm
I was going to pick up another book and throw it at him. And he says that.
Give me another
I'm
D12.
sorry. I'm so sorry. He infuriates me. That's a 12.
It hits.
The anger.
My power emanating.
He'll say,
There's
hearts
a
want what they want. You cannot own them.
on the west side of this room. There's a knock on the door. And Strahd looks over and releases the spell that he was working on, and you see a scroll that was on his desk flump back as the doors open without him even asking them to enter. Tatiana and Sergei both walk into his study. They look very happy, gleefully so, a blush on their faces. And they look at Strahd. They say, "Brother, I have an announcement to make, and I want you to be the first to know this. Tatiana and I, well, we are betrothed, and we shall wed on the next new moon." Now, Of course, we would want to use your castle, because it is the best place where we could celebrate our love. Do you give it your blessing? And you see Tatiana holding Sergei's arm very strongly, but also intently looking at Strahd, pleading almost to get his approval. Strahd, however, is looking at the three of you. You notice that he can't make eye contact with you, but he's looking in your general direction as if to seek counsel in what he has to do here.
Strahd,
She's not yours. She's ourselves. Sorry, John.
sometimes we can't. Sometimes we don't get the one that we long for, and you will find someone that you will both have each other's hearts. I'm sorry to say, it seems like this is not the case for Tatiana.
You see it troubles him, but he's still looking around for another answer.
Give them your blessing. He's your brother, you should want him happy, and if you love her, really love her, you'll want her happy too.
He's still looking around, and finally you see that he agrees with the two of you. And he looks over at Sergei and Tatiana, and as he wants to speak, Sergei interrupts him and says, I see we have interrupted you, brother. I'm sorry, this is quite big news. We do not wish to disturb you in your studies. We will come back at a later moment. And Tatiana smiles at him and she says, Thank you, Old One. We will be back soon. They turn and they leave.
Did they seem like they could hear us at all when we spoke?
They didn't hear anything what you said. Strahd walks over to Carla and looks her dead in the eye, like this close.
Meet
This
his
time
gaze.
making full eye contact. And he says, She calls me elder, old one, yet she has fallen for that gullible, faithless boy.
Man up about it.
There must be a way. And he walks over to a bookcase over here. He grabs a book and he starts flipping through the pages.
Strahd, the way that you look at Tatiana, she looks at Sergei, and it hurts. I know this. It hurts. But what she has said, and gestures towards Carla, if you love her, then her happiness with the path she has chosen should be what makes you happy as well. I'm sorry.
He looks in your general direction and then looks back at the book. He looks at Casariel's general direction and looks back at the book. Then he looks in Carla's general direction and looks back at the book and he says, But there must be an answer here. And as he says that, you notice, as if the winter's wind enters this room, a waterfall of voices fills this place. And simultaneously, it is as if you can hear the voices of Tatiana, Rahadin, Alexandra, Sergei, and even your fellow party members, as you hear,
You can find peace.
I agree.
Strahd, as if stabbed by an icicle, drops the book, and the book itself starts flipping frantically and then closing itself on the ground. Strahd turns around to see who said that, and as he does, an actual cold chill fills the room and blows out all the candles around you. Then another singular voice fills the room. The room around you slowly fades to black.
So I didn't want to ruin any of those moments, but during all of that, Casariel was trying to take like anything she could take. Can I try to take like spell scrolls or a spell book or anything?
If you're trying to grab items, you notice that most of the things your hand goes right through. John was looking at a book that said the Book of Spells, with like in the very happy Comic Sans kind of like. Did you try to grab that one?
Comic Sans? Oh, unforgivable.
I know.
John, did you take that book?
John, I'll imagine that he sort of had his hand resting on the table, and he was like, when he was leaning against it, and it looks silly. So it looks kind of like the ones that he has the 101 things to Brovia. So he'll hang on to it.
All right.
I noticed that he put his hand on it though. Oh, he did hang on to it. Okay.
If you hung on to it, then yes, this book will go with you. As a matter of fact, as we transition to the next scene, the book will evaporate, but it will evaporate with you. You cannot use it in your current spirit form, but it has evaporated with you. To be continued.
God,
Know what you have done, my friend.
Oh no.
It is always you.
You put a plate of bacon in front of me, and you expected me not to take a piece.
You're kind of right. I'm quickly looking for the text that I am. There we are. Cool. The room blends into black, and as a growing number of voices pierce your mind, and the wind that just claimed the candles whips against your cloak, your vision returns. You stand in a blizzard on a mountainside before 6 carved amber statues, towering over 40 feet tall. Each figure stands deep in prayer with hoods draped over their faces, looming over an enormous stone door of a temple. In front of you, 2 other figures are directly ahead of you. Strahd von Zarovich and Alexandra Gwillem, clad in now snow-coated armor, and trekking over the white field towards the temple.
Do we seem intangible again?
Yes.
Cool.
Is it tangible or intangible? Like, as in, like, do you see like a ghost?
As in like a ghost, sorry. Oh, okay.
No, you see like you're a human form again. Yes. You do notice, if you look at yourselves, that you are wearing some sort of armor, which is not yours.
Is it fur-lined or something? Because this looks cold.
Yes, it is definitely made for this kind of weather.
Okay. Gwillem, we met your brother.
As they were moving forward, Alexandra quickly stops and turns around, and she says, "I hardly think that is possible. He died."
He was kind of dead, but he told us that you. Never mind. We can talk about it later.
Wonderful, Lieutenant. Eyes on the task right now.
The baskets.
She
Just
turns
refreshing
around.
for the simpleton.
Huh?
She turns around and points at the amber doors in front of you.
Hey, Eva said something about that.
Yes.
All right,
It's
onward.
Alexander Gwillem and Lord von Zarovich approach the temple's entrance, where 2 guards are standing. As they approach the doors, both of the guards hold up their hands, inhaling respect, and ask what the intentions are of those visiting the temple. And before their sentence finishes, you notice that all of a sudden, the air is filled with a thin red mist. And but a moment later, 2 corpses lie bleeding on the ground.
Whoa!
It seems the intentions are clear.
Okay.
Strahd nods at Alexandra, and as he does, they both storm into the temple.
Hang on.
Do you follow them?
Yeah.
I want to try to warn anybody before they talk to him because he's a little angry.
And that is exactly your job right now. Let's see what you do. You rush into the temple, and as you do, you see a beautiful black marble balcony carved entirely of smooth amber. A 40-foot tall robed statue stands watch over this entire room. Two steep staircases descend from the balcony to the temple center below. Strahd and Gwillem dart to the west towards a set of double doors, and they burst into the adjacent room.
I think my intention is to essentially rush basically right behind him, and if I see anybody in their way, I'm going to say, move aside, run, this is not, you don't want to be here.
Your time will come.
Okay, cool. Sorry.
Honorable as your intentions may are, John. I appreciate the fact that you are invested as that. Your time will come.
Okay.
The doors crash open. No, perfectly fine. Like, please, like, just enjoy the way you're doing it. Like, I'm thrilled. The doors crash open to reveal a reading room set with low shelves and uncomfortable wooden chairs. A man and a woman in nondescript monk robes turn in terror as these doors crash open. Strahd reaches for the hilt of his sword. What do you do?
I'm gonna try to get in front of Strahd and like sort of stand between them, be like, you guys need to go. You guys need to go right now. You don't want to be here.
Okay. Carla?
Carla is going to take out... What weapons does she have on her? Is her usual stuff?
For the sake of easy rolling, yes.
Okay, she'll take out her weapons, but she will kind of stand behind Strahd.
Okay. Sarah?
And wait.
Yeah, Casarel's just gonna watch, I guess.
All right. John, give me a persuasion check.
Ooh. I'm... oh my god. With my +4, that is a 7.
Honorable as your intentions may be that you try to warn these two, Strahd and Gwillem both move forward to these two monks and cut them down where they stand in one fell swoop. With a snarl, Strahd turns to his to his right, toward another set of doors and thrusts them open. Behind that, you see a long hallway. Oh, didn't catch it completely. There we go. You see a long hallway lined with doors and lit by sconces stretching northward. Alexandra! Ahead! Strahd commands Alexandra to run into the hall, blade drawn. And she does so. Do you follow?
Next time if I see anybody, John's gonna rush forward and try to like push them to the ground and like get them out of sight.
Okay. Carla, Casariel, do you stay behind Strahd or do you rush forward?
Stay behind Strahd.
All right. As Alexandra rushes into this hallway, All the doors on the left side, well, 2 of them, creak open, and from behind there, sorcerers throw firebolts into the hallway in an attempt to stave off any attack. There is a certain rhythm to it, but it basically creates a barrier that you will need to try and cross. John, since you're standing in the hallway right now, I would like you to either make a sleight of hand check to close the door, or an arcana check to identify if there is any gap between the magic. Your choice.
Well, I'm going to go with the +0 instead of the -1. So sleight of hand.
Okay.
I hate this die. I got a 1 on that roll.
Oh.
Nope. That is a failure.
I was running after Alexandra, trying to guard the next person, so I didn't even see it.
Everyone in the party takes 11 fire damage as they cross this hall.
Oh!
Are we all crossing?
I mean, if you are, but Strahd is, and he's also taking that 11 damage. Fueled by hatred, he takes it, but he just continues.
Does he ignore the people firing the fire?
He acknowledges the fact that he's hit. It hurts him, but he has a mind set on something.
Do we rest from previously, or is this continuation of our previous fight?
Oh, good question. You did this during your rest, so... heck. You did a full rest. Go ahead. Apply a long rest, and then apply this damage. The damage, by the way, does spill over, so good point. At the end of the hallway, the door is once again slammed open, and you arrive in a dining hall, set with a dozen simple wooden place settings. The gem-carved doors rattle behind you as you hear a monk shout, "We shall be rid of you and your companions yet, devil!" It seems that some of the monks are spilling into the hallway, trying to attack you from behind. What do you do about that?
I'm gonna cast Moonbeam outside this door. Here.
Okay.
And then if I can do another action, I'll just close the door. Use Thaumaturgy to close it, or just close it.
That's fine. Okay.
Ooh.
That's a very creative use of your Moonbeam, and I will allow that as a blocking factor so that they won't pursue you. You have effectively saved this monk. That is 1 failure, 1 save. Good done.
Yay!
Well
Okay. Perhaps I missed a meeting. What are we doing? And what is this place?
Alexandra looks at you as you ask this question, and she says, "We are following our Lord's lead. That needs no question." Strahd runs forward and rushes out the door onto a corner balcony. And from there, rushes into the next one.
Strahd, do we have to kill the... Oh, he's already gone.
You immediately follow it?
I'm basically almost not out front of him, but anytime he's going a direction, I'm rushing in that direction to try to block and push down people who are in front of him to save them.
Perfect. As you rush into the next room, I have a quick out-of-game question. We are slightly over time. Do we want to finish this? Because it won't be too long, but it might be that we extend the time by about half an hour, which I'm totally cool with, but I have to ask.
I'm okay with that. All right, you guys.
I can do it.
All right. Well, let's move on.
Marissa, are you okay with it?
I have to ask.
Are you busy after this? We can end it up.
No, I mean, I just, it's like been a lot. So, but yeah, I can go if
Which
you
is
guys
why
want
I'm
to go.
asking. All right.
I mean, if we need to, we can end it here. If we,
No shaping it. We're about to enter a new room. That's a perfect place to cut it. We can start it in that new room.
yeah, I think we ended the last one on me kicking down a door. So
Alrighty. We'll end it there, I think.
Yep.
all right,
End it here. All right.
Sounds
Then
like
I'll
fun.
bring everyone back. I'll bring everyone back. One room.
Strahd, do we really have to kill everyone? Oh, he's gone. Yep.
There you go. As you're rushing behind Strahd and Alexander and Gwillem to kick down another door and move into whatever lies beyond, we will see next week what lies in store for you. Lovely.
Oh, this was an episode.
Yeah.
A lot happened here.
Oh.
That was fun. All right. So, for those of you that have enjoyed us live, we hope to see you again next week live, of course, on twitch.tv/The Gilded Flask, where you can catch us every Saturday as we play through our campaign of The Curse of Strahd. If you catch us on YouTube, thank you so much. Please do like and subscribe because every little bit helps. And if you want to listen to us on the go, we do have a podcast on your favorite podcast platforms. So look for us on Spotify, on Apple Podcast. We're basically everywhere. So even on Last.fm, I believe. So look us up, listen to us, enjoy us. Hopefully, we'll see you or hear you next week with episode 29 of The Curse of Strahd. Bye, everybody.
Ah.
Bye.